All is set in readiness here for the Anchor Securities game of the day on RPH Football. Your first caller will be Dennis Brown.
Yeah, beautiful conditions here. The crowd has built up a little bit.
It has too, yep. Good
as the umpire holds the ball aloft to start this good contest here. We hope will be a good contest. And
Sturt going to the northern end, or the city end?
The southern end, or the River Torrent end. The bounce has been affected. Nelson was first there for the Double Blues, but overran the footy. The handball went back from Jimmy Gowns. It comes out here to Swatala. He's tackled strongly and taken to the ground by Ben Nelson. There'll be a ball up just forward of centre wing on the grandstand side for the Double Blues. As you heard Daryl Smith say, they're kicking to the Bradman stand end or the River Torrent end, taken by Sheedy out of that pack, thumps it forward, pushed on by O'Keefe up towards the half-forward flank, picked up by Zibinala. He got a handball to Slade. Slade will handball over the line, and there'll be a boundary throw in half-forward flank grandstand side for the Double Blues.
Conditions perfect at Adelaide Oval this afternoon. Gregory Stephen and Ian Chappell are looking fairly limp at the moment. The breeze coming from the south and blowing slightly to the eastern suburbs of Adelaide. The boundary throw in.
Forward change already. McCabe, it has come on for the player coming off. And that is Westhoff. Lee Westhoff is off the ground already. So a quick change from the Doggies.
So as all that turned out, there'd been a boundary throw in. Players were scrambling for it. It's gone back out of bounds. And it looks like young Bradley Fisk will throw it in. Looking resplendently nice red leather ball, and it's just outside the forward 50 for the Double Blues. Smashed inside forward by the Centurion. Wicks O'Keefe trying to get it onto the left boot. He did that, but it was smothered beautifully by the Central District player. Players are scrambling, more of a wet weather affair just at the moment. The umpire comes in and says it'll be mine. I will ball it up. And so the Central District side going to the northern end, the Double Blues, by the looks of things, going towards the southern end this afternoon. There's Weatherall getting involved. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Okay, handball backwards to Wicks. Wicks will go forward now and kick it deep inside 50, looking for a player up there. It's a wrestle. Oh, I couldn't get hold of the mark. There was Luke Button, and it's wrapped up by Centrals. They'll take it out of bounds. Oh, that did they, but Chambers got there, tried to keep it in, couldn't. It'll be a forward line boundary throw-in for the Double Blues right in front of the Sir Donald Bradman stand.
1 minute gone on the Grand Central time clock. No score yet on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Right, Scholar got the tap down to Jimmy Gowns, who was too high, said the umpire, against the Double Blues. And Jimmy Gowns now will take this kick in the back pocket on the grandstand side, right in front of the Bradman stand. Tips it short back into the goal square, in actual fact. A big Scholar who now lopes away. He's had a bounce and then chips it looking for Slade. It's just run outside the 50, the defensive 50. Puts it on the right boot there. The long lead is on then from Justin Westhoff. He almost had the ball but had it stolen. Did it beautifully. It might have been Curtis that stole the ball. Comes up towards half forward to Nelson. His kick has found a Guernsey and it's been marked inside the 50. I'll pick up the player for you at the moment. Feast is loose further afield in that attacking 50 and has taken the mark and will kick from about I reckon 45 metres, Smithy.
Yeah, it was a good build-up by the Double Blues. They kept possession of the ball, and Feast just lurked down into that forward hole, and Scholar left him go, and all of a sudden the ball's been rebounded, and Feast has got the shot on goal.
Yeah, Herring was the player that kicked the ball to him.
Okay, Ryan Herring. So Feast around about 40 metres out, virtually directly in front, will come in now, kicks on its way. He has kicked truly for the Double Blues first. They've got their first on the board. Feast has got his first, and the Sturts are on the board. One straight goal, and Central yet to score on the Marble Bar scoreboard, and the Grand Central time clock tells us we played 3.5 minutes of this first quarter.
So a nice finish by Simon Feast, taking the mark there. And Sturt, well, great start for them. They can attack it again with reckless abandon. That's my saying for the afternoon. If they do that, they at least put a bit of pressure on Centrals and put it to them. Centrals are going to attack to get themselves back in it. So here we go. We're going to have a ball up right in front of the RPH commentary crew. In fact, there's going to be a throw up in the centre. It will be Feast, the goal kicker, going with Scholar. He got the tap down to Chris Gowns, wrapped up by Weatherall, wearing number 6 there. And it will be a secondary ball up this afternoon. Grand Central says we've gone 4 minutes in this first quarter and conditions are perfect. There's the ball up again. Feast got a palm to it, did it beautifully. Nelson ran onto it. He got wrapped up in the tackle by Thomas, managed to get a toe poke away, possibly a push in the back in the tackle there for the Sturt player. The umpire says no, and running onto it, all players involved, including Adrian Wilson. The umpire will come in now. That looks like the Ron Phillip, who will come in and ball it up right on the edge of the square, favouring Sturt. Taylor came over the back. It was also Chris Gowns trying to get a touch away. A hand pass came from a Sturt player, very quick indeed to Feast. Feast tapped it on and ended up the tail of the kick was a Smithfield crash clanger, and it's taken by the Central Districts player there in Sibonala. He kicks it to centre wing, grandstand side. Players went up, but it came down favouring the player there in Code. He kicks it to centre half forward, but it's been taken by Sibonala again. He handballs, plays on immediately to Richard Cochran, who handballs to Thomas. He rebounds from defensive 50 and goes wide and finds a player out there. Looks like Elijah Ware has taken the mark. Defensive side of centre wing, outer side. The pass to McCabe was very good indeed. Plays on immediately to Lee Westhoff. It was going inside 50. It'll be taken by one of the Gowns boys. I think that was Chris with the short air. He handballs off to Swatala inside 50 and he misses as he has a shot for goal to the northern end. The Doggies are a point. Sturt a 1-6 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 5 minutes gone, thanks to Grand Central.
It was a good build-up by the Doggies here. They should have finished that. Swatala running into an open goal 30 metres out. The slick handball from the Gowns boy was absolutely fantastic, and Swatala should have done more than that. Nevertheless, they have got a score on the board.
Yeah, no excuse on a day like today, though, running into an open goal. No pressure. The ball kicked out, and that's a great mark taken there for the Doggies by Justin Westhoff. Bangs it back inside the 50 off. Tower of strength up there. He threw his opponent away with two hands. It was Danny Shell, and Shell will line up, and I think the double blue defender's a bit shell-shocked there because he was actually grabbed and thrown away.
Well, he was grabbed and thrown away, so you have to query whether the ball was in 5 metres or not, but nevertheless, Shell has been paid the mark, 20 metres out, virtually directly in front, and as we do know, Danny Shell is a very good goal scorer, comes in now and kicks truly for his first, and the Doggies have got their first on the board. They go to 1-1-7. They are leading Sturt, one straight goal on the Marble Bar scoreboard, and Grand Central says we played 6 minutes of this first quarter, and gee, just looking at that again on the replay, DB, you often wonder in those decisions why the umpire wouldn't pay, holding the man.
Well, exactly right. I mean, he definitely grabbed him with two hands and sort of flung him aside, didn't he? I mean, that's supposed to be holding the man, isn't it, if he hadn't got the ball?
Yeah. Well, apparently so. Adelaide race 4, number 2 won, number 9 second, number 3 came third.
No, number 8 in that.
No, OK. Well, anyway, the ball tapped down to Slade for the Doggies. They go up towards half forward. Code will lead the race with the ball for the double blues. He's got a metre or so to spare, but then rambled out the footy. He got a B-grade bounce and it came to McCabe. McCabe goes back to Elijah Ware. He now attacks you Slade, and Evil Roy goes up towards half forward with the mark taken there for the double blues, and I think that's Code who puts it on the right boot. We'll centre it an actual back to centre half back where Wicks has taken the mark. He gets a handball there and looking for his teammate there in Bentley. Bentley evades a tackle and gets a handball over to Weatherall. Weatherall now feints one way, then the other will chip it to centre wing, and the mark taken there by Hurley. Hurley's away now. He gets past Big Scholar, did it superbly with pace, then had a bounce and put it up towards Chambers, who's in the van. Did he know? The ball from behind pumped away by the Doggies defence. Came down towards Herring. Herring got it over to his teammate who beat it. You know what? Ball forward and Hurley. And that'll be a 50-metre penalty, and he'll kick from point-blank range, I reckon. From what we saw, Cochran came in late and grabbed his opponent high, and he'll get a kick from point-blank range, Smitty.
He certainly will. The free kick certainly was there. He took the mark anyway, and the 25-metre penalty has been applied, so he'll go right to the goal line and kick his first goal. And a bit of melee starting here, and Chambers coming in and saying, look, I'm not happy with you, Mr. Cochran, for doing that to my teammate, and Richard Cochran, you're going to wear the brunt of me. But nevertheless, Hurley has got the 25-metre penalty, will kick from 1 metre out directly in front.
One of the Gowns boys there goes in to have a word to Chambers. Not unusual.
Anyway, Hurley comes in now. He kicks the double blues second. His first, so it's 2 straight goals to the double blues. They lead Centrals 1-1-7. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Courtesy of our good friends at Black and White Trucks and Movers. Let's move it right around the ground.
At the Telstra Dome, it's Carlton 6-2-38, leading Melbourne 6-18. At the G, it's Richmond 6-18, trailing the Western Bulldogs 7-2-44. At Nord, Glenelg off to a flyer, 5-1-31, leading Nord 12. And North Adelaide 1-8, leading West 1 goal at Broad Spectrum. Back to Adelaide Oval.
Where's Glenelg off to a flyer? 5 goals already.
Yes.
They've only been in the first 10 minutes. They've kicked 5.
Apparently there's a howling gale out there, though, and they've got it at their backs.
Yes.
Well, they've got fans at one end, have they?
Exactly. Industrial fans. We've gone 8 minutes 55 in the first quarter here at Adelaide Oval.
At the same time there, sure.
One would have thought so. There's the ball up in the centre. A handball from Sheedy. Ends up with the player there for Sturt in David May. He's centre wing out of side. He handballs to Ben Colreevy. He goes by the left boot, but the mark's taken there by a Central Districts player. And that looks like Abe Adrian Wilson at half-back has got it.
Just to clarify that, they actually start 5 minutes earlier because they're on the TV.
Well done, Smitty. I knew you'd pick it up.
So they're off to a fly. Sibonata at centre half-back, kicks to grandstand side centre wing. 3 Central Districts onto 3 Sturt, but doing it better was Andrew Hayes. He handballs inside the centre square. Well, fumbles there by the Central Districts player, and that was Craig Gogol in his first game. Code's got it. The left-handed handball goes to a player there in Bentley. He goes to Weatherald at centre half forward. Has got the footy. What can he do? He can handball up. He goes to Button. Button can unleash from about 30 and hits the post on the full. And Sturt, goodness me, exciting footy. 2-1-13 Marble Bar scoreboard. The Doggies are 1-1-7. Grand Central says we've gone 9 minutes 50 in the first quarter.
Yeah, it certainly was exciting football, but they needed to finish it off. That was the problem. I mean, you had that build-up and then kick as poorly as he did. That was a Smithfield crash clanger.
Thomas to bring the ball in now for the Doggies. Goes straight down the centre, and good mark by Swatala in opposition to Cole Reevy. Immediately plays on, puts it out towards the centre wing. Running onto the ball there is Jimmy Gown. Puts it on the left boot now. Goes into the lead of and finding his teammate. In fact, that was his brother, Chris. He puts it on the left boot looking for Shell. Off hands though. Chance for Swatala, who's come down. There's a big handball going up there towards Mackenzie. He tackled. The ball spills loose into the pocket. It comes. The ball is ricocheted off a doggy leg. It comes back here. The umpire's calling play on. The player wrapped up. There'll be a ball up inside the 50. Everybody for the Double Blues screaming, holding the sausage, but the umpire said no, didn't have prior opportunity. Smitty, what do you think?
No, I think that was a fair decision. I don't think he had prior opportunity.
So there's the ball up inside 50 for the Dogs. It comes now to the player. It looks like David May. It was no. In fact, it was number 6, and that was Weatherald, it looked like. Comes now to the Centurion. Wex eases grandstand side centre wing. He gets the kick away now. He's staying wide are the Double Blues. There's Button involved. Hurley got a good bounce as well. Can he run away from the player there in Centrals and Curry? Yes, he can. Hurley goes inside 50. The kick wasn't good enough. Chambers in between 2. The recovery isn't too bad either, but the Doggies have got numbers there. The great tackle by Chambers. It comes out to Simonola. He goes by hand to Thomas. He's got options galore, including Chris Gowns, but also Elijah Ware. He will rebound from 50 now and kick to centre wing grandstand side. The player on the lead looks like James Gowns, but it spills to Justin Westhoff, number 23 for the Dogs. He comes inboard. The kick is RS, and it finds the player there for Sturt in Bentley. The kick goes forward now. Gee, they're looking good. O'Keefe handballs up to the player there for Sturt. He goes inside 50 looking for Chambers. The kick wasn't good enough, and Scholar will mop up at the back for the Doggies, and he will come out wide again, but O'Keefe is involved out there. Where also, but James Gowns takes the mark in front of O'Keefe at left half back for the Doggies. Kicks to defensive side of centre wing, outer side. It's got Chris Gowns, his brother, number 21. So the Gowns boys certainly influential early on. Chris Gowns goes to almost half full. Gee, good mark taken by Mackenzie. Has the arrogance to play on. He does that and goes inside 50 to Shell. What a mark! Inside 50, a fingertipper, a very good mark. And the player on the mark will be about 40 out. So Shell will have to kick from about 45 metres. The angle's about 30 degrees, one would have thought, going to the northern end.
Yeah, pretty great. A very good mark. A real PDK highlight that mark. A real fingertipper at full strength. And Shell has got the opportunity to put his second on the board. He's lining up from, as you heard Paul Blander say, around about 40 metres out. Sliding. Kicks from actually about 48. The kick goes back. He's kicked truly, has he? He has. He's got his second, and the Doggies have got their second as well. So he's got 2. The Doggies have got 2. 2 goals, 1-13. They hit the front. The Doggies, they lead Sturt. 2 straight goals on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Grand Central tells us we played 12.5 minutes of this first quarter on the time clock. And a good build-up by the Doggies. Good, hard, tough football starting again in defence. Scholar down in defence, getting back down there when Feast was playing the one man, the loose man, across the wing, DB. They just went past him, and Buckets Mackenzie at half forward was absolutely fantastic. It was great.
Yeah, but the Double Blues missed a golden opportunity going into attack off the boot of Cole Reevy. His kick, unfortunately, went astray, and that did allow the Doggies in, and they've put a goal on the board. The ball now bounced in the centre. A hard contest. Attempted to kick off the ground there by Chris Gowns. Went without the foot. He came to Thomas. Thomas fired a handball to Ware. Ware centre wing, outer side, puts it on the boot. Up inside the 50 again, looking for Shell, who's at the back this time. Thumped away by his opponent there in Davies. The ball's on the ground. Umpire says play on as it comes back here to Davies. He's had a touch of the fumble. Now he's got it. Well, handball. Gives it to his player there in Bentley. Bentley out now to Wicks, and Wicks now with the footy will put it on the boot. Oh, it's a shocking kick off the boot, but comes to May. May goes one way, then the other. Comes back onto the right boot and puts it towards Feast at centre wing. Up in front, they were Slade pulled to the ground, in actual fact, by Feast. The umpire says play on. Comes to Weatherald. He gives it to O'Keefe. The Irishman goes bang with the left boot up towards the long leader, Chambers, who's a mile in front of his opponent. And Brand Chambers has the footy just outside the 50s. Smitty, I'll tell you what, he can kick a footy. Will he have a shot, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's got him now because he's got everybody's taken too long. Everybody's gone back to fill the holes now. So Chambers will kick from around about 50 metres, kicking to the Bradman stand end or the city end here at this beautiful ground. The Adelaide Oval comes in, kicks from 52, gets underneath it, kicks it high. Has it got the distance? It certainly has. That's a PDK highlight. That kick, a great goal by Chambers. He's got his first. The Double Blues have got their third. They go to 3 straight 18, leading Central's 2-1-13. That is on the marble bar scoreboard. And the time clock says we played 14 and a half minutes. And race 5, it was number 2, 1 and 3. So I'm pretty happy with that result, DB.
Well, good on you, mate. I'm glad you're back the winner. I haven't back one for a while, but...
Well, our good friend Robbie Popplestone rang me this morning. He said, whatever you do, race 5, number 2.
Well, he'd know that about him. He's a good judge.
Yes,
so Paul Anderson, he's on 5 RP8. 5 RP8. How about RP8 calling the footy?
RPH football, there's Feast. He got it down, but only the advantage of Mackenzie. Sculler, if you can figure that. He bombs it long inside 50. There's Mackenzie taking a PDK highlight of a mark in front of his direct opponent for the Double Blues. Can't pick up who it was. The ruckman involved in that centre clearance and the mark inside 50.
Absolutely fantastic. So big buckets coming in now from around about 35 metres out. What a great mark too. That's a PDK highlight, seeing it on the replay. So now big buckets Mackenzie will come in from 35 metres out to give the lead back to the Doggies if he kicks the goal. Comes in now, 35 metres out, drop punts on its way. The goal umpire says, that's okay, boys. Let's have another goal here. That's a goal fest going on here at the Adelaide Oval. The third to the Doggies. He's first. They've got 3-1-19. Have hit the front by a point here at the Adelaide Oval. 3 straight on the marble bar scoreboard to the Double Blues. Grand Central, 16 minutes gone of this first quarter. And a great start. A good quick game of football, highlighted by some great skills, DB.
Yeah, the skill level's been pretty good at the moment, and of course the Doggie's able to take it away through Big Scholar, and it's almost as though Paul Blandis had a bit of an insight on that one. He called him Mackenzie, and it was Mackenzie that took the mark. An amazing performance, really.
Very much so.
The umpire, there's a bit going on the half-forward flank for the Doggies at the moment. One of the Gowns is involved there, and Wicks is there, also Justin Westop, the umpire right there to watch proceedings, and the umpire back in the centre throws it up. As Scholar got the left hand or right hand of the ball. Running on it, though, was Taylor for the Double Blues. Was he caught high? No, he got the handball to O'Keefe. He gives it back out to Code. Code on the left boot, goes to centre wing. He's looking for little Hurley, who slipped over at a vital stage. This has allowed Elijah Ware to pick up the footy and bomb it towards half forward. 2-1 in favour of the Doggies. Comes to Justin Westop. He immediately plays on, looking for Shell. Up high, the ball at the back of the pack, pumped away by the Double Blue defenders, and they pounce on the footy, and the handball now, he put his teammate in trouble, and that was O'Keefe, but the umpire said he was grabbed too high, and O'Keefe now will swing the ball out to Bentley on the grandstand side, inside the defensive 50 now, puts it on the right boot, looking for Wicks, but the ball's short, and Wilson chips in to take the mark for the Doggies.
So Wilson, grandstand side, centre wing. Wicks is standing to mark the Centurion for the Double Blues.
Double change too. Double Blues have Feast off and Bowen on, and coming on for the Zygers is Westhoff, and going on off was the player there. I couldn't pick the player up, he went off, but
Thomas has taken the mark outside 50. Hands off to Lee Westhoff. He unloads. Goodness me, he did that as well. The kick was very high, missed to the near side. So the Doggies go to 3 goals to 20. The Double Blues are 3 straight 18. So a very good affair here this afternoon. And the Double Blues certainly are attacking at all costs. And apart from a couple of little fumbles in the back line there, they haven't done such a bad job indeed.
No, Hayes was the player coming off for the Doggies, courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Medindi.
Okay, so it'll be Davies to bring it back in. He kicks it straight down the guts, and the mark should be taken by Sturt. It wasn't. In fact, that was James McClay. But running on it will be Elijah Ware and also Richard Cochran. Good support by Elijah Ware, getting rid of Weatherall. And Elijah Ware going inside to the 50. And there's fumbles galore there for both the Double Blues and the Doggies. Picked up by a Doggies player now and kicked inside 50. Slade it was. And the mark's been taken, has it, by Shell? No, it hasn't, but he plays on immediately. He's almost going to get involved in a goal. But it's off the ground. James Gowns had a crack at it, but it's gone through for a rush behind. 3-3-21 to 3 straight in favour of the Doggies, thanks to the marble bar scoreboard.
Yeah, they're certainly attacking hard footy, aren't they, the Doggies? They fight very hard when it comes into their forward area. They do fight tough. The kick was coming in from the Double Blues, and they've done that pretty well.
Yeah, from Davies to McClay. McClay out here towards Bowen, but the ball goes over his head. The umpire said
that's
a push in the back.
That is soft.
Will go the way of Bowen against Big Scholar. as interchange collar off, and coming on for the doggies is Jonathan Griffin as the ball goes short from Bowen. He finds Bentley in the true centre wing position now for the double blues. The long lead is on into the pocket. That player there was in fact Button. The ball out the back. Here's a chance now picked up by Curry for the doggies, who tip it short. That's fraught with danger, but Slade is good enough to take the mark. Immediately plays on, does Slade to the outer side. Ware's created the space right on the defensive 50 arc and then bangs it towards centre wing. He's looking there for Thomas, who takes a good mark. He was running backwards as he took it and has taken the grab just backward of centre wing on the outer side. So Paul Thomas now, the McGarry medalist, goes down that centre wing. Up they fly. Big McKenzie got a fist of the ball, beautifully taken by McCabe off hand. Turns and spins around onto the right boot, goes up towards half forward, and good defensive work there by the double blues player. It was that Bentley who fluffed the ball towards the boundary line, and it's out of bounds just outside the attacking 50, outer side for the doggies.
Okay, so the ruck set up today for the doggies will be Scholar and Griffin, because McKenzie is playing the role of Luke Cowan, because he, of course, is out of the side today. So interesting coaching there by Roy Laird. Very good indeed. It's therefore McKenzie getting it down only so far as Nelson. Gee, quick hand pass came from McClay, I think it was. Goes now to a player. It will end up in code. He's getting in the way. Wilson's trying to get involved. Jade Sheedy will now get involved. Probably should have hand passed, didn't. He kicked it, and Wicks will take the mark. Yes, it went 15. He's at half-back left for the double blues. He kicks it into the centre. Is the kick going to be good enough? Oh, gee, possibly a mark taken by O'Sullivan. Would have thought. Didn't matter anyway, because the player there in Bowen ended up getting involved. May's got it in the centre. He handballs to Bentley, who's been prominent. The kick looking for Chambers. Thomas, it was, got in the way, and Griffin, number 1 for the doggies, picks it up inside defensive 50 and kicks wide, and will find Noodles where number 50 takes the mark, plays on immediately. He's got McKenzie. Gee, he's been good and mobile. Has McKenzie. Handballs over now to number 7. That's O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan goes further afield. Justin Westhoff goes to the running McKenzie. That's like an oxymoron saying that, but goodness me, he goes inside 50, and a mark's been taken by Chris Gowans.
I tell you what, that mark was a PDK highlight. There was 2 players against Gowans there, and what a great strong mark by Chris Gowans. He's marked from around about 45, 48 metres out in front of the marble bar scoreboard. And if he kicks this, it'll be a real PDK highlight. As he comes in now, kicks from right on 48. The kick is on its way. The goal umpire said, that is okay. And that is a PDK highlight. A magnificent goal to Chris Gowans. He's got his first. The central side have got their fourth. They go to 4 goals, 3, 27, leaving the double blues 3 straight 18 on the marble bar scoreboard. And we'll go back to the studio with Raj and get scores from all around the grounds, courtesy of Black and White Trucks and Removals.
At the Telstra Dome, it's Carlton 7-4-46, leading Melbourne 4 goals 8-32. At the G, it's the Bulldogs 7-2-44, leading Richmond 3 goals 10-28. At Nord, it's Glenelg 5-2-32, leading Nord 4 goals 1-25. And at Broad Spectrum, it's West 3 goals 1-19, trailing North 3 goals 4-22. Back to Adelaide Oval.
And Gerard, the bounce in the centre taken by Nelson. He's wrapped up, came to Bentley momentarily. The ball at the bottom of the back. Chris Gowans there also, who kicked the last sausage roll for the doggies, emerges with the footy, but the umpire has blown his whistle.
Have a look at my son down there, Bailey, giving Fossey a hard time, wrapping his head around all the time.
Well, you could be down there, Smitty, but you're not. As the ball is here at centre wing, taken by O'Sullivan. He got the handball away. First there was O'Keefe. In hot opposition there is Lee Westhoff. Takes it off the boot and then puts it up towards half forward. Big McKenzie's running strongly today. Turns around and fires it around the play. Magnificent kick finds Chris Gowans. He can kick a goal as he runs towards the open goal. Bangs it on the boot and through it goes. Second goal to Chris Gowans. Great work here by the doggies. Bucket McKenzie had the foresight to put it on the boot, and he found the Guernsey. And Chris Gowans has done the rest. Daryl Smith, and all of a sudden they've opened up a little bit of a break here. They lead 5-3, 33. The double blues 3-1-18.
Well, they do. I mean, Buckets McKenzie at centre forward has been outstanding, hasn't he? He's leading and his work rate across the ground. I mean, one minute we saw him on that outer side of the ground running and receiving a handball, as Paul Van der said, it's almost like an oxymoron, but it was absolutely superb. And he attacked the ball there like a little rover, turned around, saw Chris Gowans in the space, kicked it over to him, a fantastic play.
Yeah, and of course that score on the marble bar scoreboard.
Thanks to Sewell Ford at Medindi, a change for the double blues. Eckerman is now on. Can't pick up who's off. There's the ball up in the centre. Bentley's been influential for the double blues. He takes it in the centre clearance, kicks it inside 50, involved his Herring, but also involved his Seminar. Showed a good turn of speed there. Kicks it around the corner, looking for Elijah Ware, and as he did that, rebounded from 50. So it's at half-back right for the doggies. They're kicking to the northern end, which is the marble bar scoreboard end, and it sees the Dogs 5-3-33, Sturt 3-1-19. Thanks to Grand Central, we've gone 23 and a half minutes of the first term in great conditions here at Adelaide Oval. It's a fantastic day. Congratulations, South Australia. There's the throw in now. It was Griffin getting the tap away. Getting involved is Hurley with the afro hairdo, and it stacks on the middle, and the umpire will come in and say, what's going to happen? It'll be mine. I'll ball it up. And it hasn't really travelled far, so it's at half-back. There's Griffin involved, and Bowen will go at it in ruck. Involved also Lee Westhoff, Paul Thomas, and coming from behind was Bentley. Gee, he's been good in the first quarter. He punches it there, and running onto it was Ryan Herring. He did that with a fair bit of strength indeed. Hurley, was he pushed in the back? No, said the umpire. Players are wrapped up in the tackle, so pretty much a game of rugby in regards to distance being gained, and it's just outside 50 for the Double Blues, going to the Sir Donald Bradman stand end.
Yes, and they're down the gurgler on the scoreboard at the moment. 33 of the Doggies, the Double Blues 19, and that's the Marble Bar scoreboard. The tap down, that taken away by Big Griffin. He got the handball over to Chris Gowns. He gives it back to Griffin. Griffin on the right boot. Showed plenty of speed for a big man. Bombs it very close to the boundary line. In fact, perfectly placed. Just bounced inside the line and then over for a boundary throw-in. Half-forward flank outer side in front of the first of the Chapel stands. Of course, the most northern of the Chapel stands.
Gregory.
Of course.
How do you know that's Gregory?
Well, we don't.
Because the other one's Ian.
Okay, the boundary throw in. He sucked you in then, Smitty. Fair dinkum. As the ball is thrown in, it's the bottom of the pack, and there'll be a free kick. I didn't see what that was for. The umpire, you had the 1050s on it.
Yep, Bowen was around the shoulder, I think, from O'Sullivan.
Yeah, well, it's O'Sullivan that's got the footy. No one on the mark. He could have run forward. The lead is on from Shell. He's up in the middle of the pack. Couldn't take it. Off hands, Lee Westhoff gives it now. Is that Jimmy Gowns? It is on the left boot. Goes Jimmy Boy. And Jimmy Boy's put it through for a sausage roll. Anything you can do, brother, I can do better. And he's put it through. So the Doggies now race along to 6 goals, 339 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Double Blues are 3-1-19.
Yeah, great play then again by Shell. Attacking the ball hard. He couldn't take the ball, but he actually then brought the ball to the ground. He threw the arms out to stop the Sturt defenders from getting around him, and the player who picked the ball up was Westhoff, who gave the ball to Jimmy Gowns, and a fantastic finish by Jimmy Gowns, kicking it with the left foot straight through the middle for his first goal, and the central side 6. So they go to 6 goals, 339. They are leading Sturt 3-1-19. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard by 20 points.
So a mini break, compliments of the Gowns boys for Central Districts. There's the ball up in the middle, but Nelson ran onto it beautifully. To the hand pass to Weatherall was outstanding. The hand pass to Eckerman's good. He runs inside 50, does the helmeted one. He kicks it. Chambers gets away. The kick wasn't intended for him. He was going for the open goal. It fell short, and Chambers is marked in front of his direct opponent and will kick from the tip of the goal square.
Yeah, great play there by Nelson and Weatherall. The handball from Nelson was superb. The Weatherall, the one from Weatherall to Eckerman was also good, but Eckerman just forced the kick, and all it did then was just floated through, and lucks of fortune as Chambers was in front and marked the ball. So Chambers now lining up from 10 metres out, virtually directly in front. So in comes Chambers for his second goal. Kick is on its way. The goal umpire does move a bit, but he's got it through. Chambers got his second, and the Double Blues have got their fourth. They go to 4 goals, 125. Trailing Centrals, 6-3-39. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 27 minutes gone, courtesy of Grand Central and Black and White Trucks and Removals. And Raj, back in the studio, will tell us the scores from around the grounds.
Half-time in the AFL, it's Carlton 7-5-47, leading Melbourne 4-8-32. At the MCG, it's the Bulldogs 9-4-58, leading Richmond 3-10-28. Quarter-time at Norwood Oval, Glenelg 7-2-44, leading Norwood 4-4-28. And West Adelaide 6-1-31, leading North Adelaide 3-4-22. Back to Adelaide Oval.
You're kidding me.
Wow, wait.
I wonder how many goals Welsh has got.
Yeah, we'll try to get Raj to find that out for us if he can. That'd be great.
Okay, ball back in the centre, 3 goals. Is he? Okay, the ball 2 goals. It's the ball that's taken by Nelson. Nelson up towards half forward. The ball pumped away there by, it was Thomas. The ball rebounded to him, tackled strongly by Eckerman, brought to the ground.
He's still trying to punch it out.
He's still trying to punch it out. You're right, and the umpire moves in and will ball it up just inside the attacking 50 for the Double Blues. A great goal last time. Terrific use of the ball out of the centre, and resulted in a sausage roll. Down goes the bounce Bowen in opposition to Griffin. The ball tapped down by Bowen. Back into a pack of players goes the footy, and the umpire will take 2 of this bounce or ball up just inside the 50s. It's the centre half forward position for the Double Blues. They're kicking to the Sir Donald Bradman stand end, or the River Torrens end. Down it goes. Nice bounce. A big thump by Bentley from the back. Running onto it is Cochrane, though. Throws it on the left boot. Wicks with that speed. Will he get to it? He does. Playing his 100th game today. Immediately sees a Guernsey and Eckerman. Will the ball Oh, no, he put it out on the sitting ball. Bad luck for Wexford on that occasion. Just drifted over.
He just had the momentum going that way, didn't he? He probably needed to stop and prop there because the momentum was going that way.
OK, the ball now with Wilson for the Doggies. Will chip it. That's fraught with danger. Elijah Ware was in front. The ball through to Wicks. He's making amends because he'd run into the open goal and gone bang straight through the high little middle. The Double Blues go to 5 goals, 1-31. They trail the Doggies 6-3-39 on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Well, he certainly said he made amends. He certainly did make amends for it, for the kick out of bounds in the full. From that kick back into play straight away. And it's good to see that a player in his 100th game is doing well. And he certainly had a fair bit of the ball thus far, Paul.
He certainly has. And the player involved also for the Double Blues, Luke Button, affecting the spoil. Arguably a free kick to the Centrals player, but Wicks running onto it. So we've got a goal fest here. 11 goals for in the first quarter. In conditions like these, you would expect it. But the Double Blues continue to attack, which therefore makes it an interesting affair for the Doggies.
Yeah, and 29 minutes gone on the Grand Central time clock.
We have indeed. So it'll be a free kicks being paid to Swatala, number 43 for the Dogs. He now goes back. He's directly in the centre, of course, because it was just a ball up after that goal. Looking for Justin Westhoff. It was Code getting involved there, and he will take it over the line. And Westhoff appealing for deliberate. The umpire says no. Didn't look like it. Looks like he couldn't just get there in time. So it'll be a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, in between centre wing and half forward for the Doggies. Going to the northern end. Marble Bar scoreboard 39-31 in favour of the Doggies. So there's Mackenzie also involved. Bowen. A bit of aerial ping-pong comes to O'Sullivan. Handballs backwards to Ware, but getting involved was Hayes. Running onto it now is 59. That's Evil Roy Slade. He kicks around the corner, not far enough. O'Sullivan did well. He sort of took the mark or took the receive, gave by hand to Elijah Ware. He goes inside 50. Shell is one out with Davies. Davies did a good job, punched it down, and it's taken by Code. And as he gets the kick away, he gets a bit of a hip and shoulder and kicks it out. Does it beautifully for the Double Blues. Has gained about 30 metres. It's now right on attacking 50 for the Doggies. And Marble Bar scoreboard, 8 points the margin in favour of Central's. Grand Central, 30.5 minutes, quarter one.
Yeah, boundary umpire to throw it in. Out there on between the pocket and half forward on the outer side for the Doggies. The ball thumped down. Who's going to be first there, showing a bit of speed and running onto it was Sheedy, but he's run straight over the boundary line.
Oh, they were appealing, weren't they?
Appealing for a deliberate out of bounds, but the umpire said it's only deliberate when I pay it, boys, and I haven't paid it. Throw it in, boundary umpire. That's exactly what he's going to do. Big Mackenzie. Opposition to Bowen. As a free kick found will go the way.
Sheedy.
No, to Sheedy. Didn't see that one.
He got one in the midriff.
Got one in the midriff from Hay.
It'd be one of the Gowns boys, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, it was Hay. I think it was standing to mark. Anyway, the free kick and a 50-metre or 25-metre penalty. Not sure what that was for.
He interfered after he took the mark. It was there. I was looking through the goggles, and it was a good decision.
OK, May immediately plays on out to Davies. It created the space, but the umpire said you've got to go back and kick over the mark. And, of course, the players will fill up now, you would think. No, he's going to bring it to take two. And he's picked out Davies again. So poor work there by the Doggies defence has allowed Davies to come down from fullback and take the mark. Of course, he shells immediate opponent. He's got support here from Curtis, who's running past. Back it goes to Davies. Good running by the Double Blues. A sweeping handball. Gives it there to Button. He gets it over now to Curtis. In fact, it wasn't Button. It was Herring. The ball off hands, though, and inside the defensive 50 for the Doggies. Was taken by Ware. He's lost the footy. The Double Blues have got a chance here if they can pick it up. It's at the bottom of the pack. The umpire calling play on. Now it's buried beneath a couple of players.
Gee, how many players around the fall of the ball there?
There's no one backward of centre. Now there is just Davies and Shell walking there at this point in time as the umpire bounces it inside the 50 for the Double Blues. Taken out of the air by Eckerman. Oh, just in fact holding the ball to the umpire because he took it out of the centre, and this has allowed the Doggies to get hold of the footy and give it to Curry in that defensive 50 on the outer side. Curry goes with a long drop punt. Oh, good. Nelson got a B-grade bounce. It's let the Doggies in. The ball ends up there with Hayes. He gives it back out now to Slade. Slade goes onto the right boot. The leader's on from Justin Westhoff. Controls the footy inside the line, then pulled off the footy. Clever work by the young man, and he's got the free kick. The umpire was there to see it, and Justin Westhoff will take this kick at centre wing right in front of the Victor Richardson gates as the siren goes to end the first quarter on RPH footy, with the Doggies leading 6 goals, 3-39. The Double Blues 5-1-31 on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
And goal scorers for the central side. Shell's got 2. Also, Chris Gowns has got 2. Buckets Mackenzie has got 1, and James Gowns has got 1 as well. For the Double Blues, Chambers has got 2. Singles there to Thomas. 3 points, 23 goals 11 to 11 goals 10, 76. So 73-point margin in favour of the Double Blues in the reserves. And the central side lead by 8 points on the Marble Bar scoreboard. And you're back with Paul Blandis.
There's the ball up in the centre to start the second term. Sheedy, a lightning hand pass, went to O'Keefe, went backwards to go forwards. O'Keefe will kick it only so far as Thomas, who marks inside the centre square. Plays on immediately. Hurley standing the mark, but couldn't affect a spoil. Going back was Cole Reeve. He did well there, but running onto it is O'Sullivan. He'll go inside 50 with a kick, looking for and finding the leading player for Centrals, and that is Daniel Shell. He marks about 35 metres out. Will kick from about 40, 45-degree angle. And good finish by Chad O'Sullivan with kicking it to Daniel Shell inside 50.
Yeah, it was a PDK highlight, that kick, and haven't been too many Smithfield crash clangers today because of the weather is such a good, but that kick from Chad Sullivan was fantastic. And as we see now, Shell coming in 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Kick is on its way, and he has kicked truly for his third, and he is on fire. 3 goals to Shell, and the Doggies have got their 7th. Just the start they wanted in this start of this second quarter, and just under a minute gone, they've got a goal on the board. 7 goals, 3 now. They are leading. That's 45 points, leading the Double Blues 5-1-31 on the Marble Bar scoreboard, and 1 minute gone of this second quarter on the Grand Central time clock.
Umpire with the ball about to restart the game again. So, as you heard Smitty say, a pretty good start to this second quarter by the Doggies. And beautiful foot pass, a PDK highlight by O'Sullivan. Down goes the bounce. Scholar and Feast. Scholar, the left-handed tap. Again, tapped it straight down to O'Sullivan. Got the handball to Chris Gowns. He goes up towards half forward. Coming out and trying to kick it off the ground was May. The ball ricochets out to Justin Westhoff. His handball looking for O'Sullivan was intercepted by Nelson. And there'll be a ball up just inside the 50 for the Doggies, who are kicking to the Bradman stand end, or the River Torrens end in this second quarter. Down goes the bounce. Again, the big men do battle. Getting a hand of the ball was O'Keefe into a pack of players that goes. Emerging out of the back there was James Gowns. Got it over to McKenzie. His high ball towards 10.5 forward. Oh, straight through the hands of McClay. Could be a costly Smithfield crash clanger because the Doggies are right there at 10.5 forward. Was the player grabbed high? No, the umpire says play on. The ball at the bottom of the pack. Emerging with a one-handed handball there was, I think it was either May or O'Keefe, and the umpire will move in and bounce it between 10.5 forward and full forward for the Doggies.
Yeah, thank you, DB. You set your quarter there. If the player was grabbed high, he was grabbed high, right? There's no question about the umpire just didn't see it.
Okay. Well, there was a one-handed handball there, and we know that's impossible.
There's the ball up inside the forward 50 for the Doggies. Running onto it was a Sturt player, getting a quick kick away. Couldn't quite see who that was. Davies it was, getting the quick kick away, and running onto it will be Curtis, but he won't beat the ball over the boundary line, and it's right deep in the forward pocket for the Dogs. Grand Central says we've gone about 2 3/4 minutes of the second quarter. The margin is 14 points in favour of the Doggies thanks to the Marble Bar scoreboard. What an exciting establishment that is. There's the boundary line thrown as well. There's McKenzie getting the tap down in front of Feast. Getting wrapped up was Matthew Slade, so the ball has really gone nowhere after that throw in. The umpire comes in and says, "Do we mind what we do? We'll ball it up." He won't bounce it. So McKenzie being held, one would have thought, by Feast, but it didn't matter because he got the tap down. Chris Gowns ran onto it, but he's wrapped up in the tackle beautifully by the Sturt player there. Can't pick him up until he gets his buns off the turf, and that is Jade Sheedy, I think the player is. Or David May, one of the two. Anyway, it was Jade Sheedy. So Sheedy now runs onto it after that ball up. He gets whizzed round as he gets the quick kick away. Justin Westhoff will run onto it. Feast clocks him on the head with his hip, and that will be a free kick to Justin Westhoff. No, it wasn't malicious, but it certainly wasn't accidental, that's for sure. So we'll go back.
Westhoff went down, put his head over the ball, tried to tap it out, and Feast just came in. Probably a little bit unawkward more than anything.
Yeah, and I think young Westhoff made sure the umpire saw it as well.
Okay, so Westhoff now lining up from around about, he'll kick from around about 48 metres out as he comes in Justin Westhoff. The kick is on its way, has kicked it truly as well. The Doggies have got the second of the quarter on the board. It's their 8th. They go to 8 goals, 3-51, leading the Double Blues 5-1-31. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 4 minutes gone of this second quarter, courtesy of Grand Central. And I suppose a little bit stiff there was Simon Feast, because he was going for the ball, as was the player there in Westhoff, and he just collected him on the hip. So unfortunate there for the Double Blues.
You're saying he collected Feasty on the hip. You're right. Very unfortunate.
Well, it was nothing malice. It was just one of those things when they were both going for the ball.
Yeah, I think what you meant to say was Feasty connected his opponent with his hip and head. That's the reason the free kick was paid. Up they go. Oh, Feast went, they tapped the ball out and went completely without it. Ended up with Sheedy. The handball was smothered though. There's the handball from Justin Westhoff to Swatala. Back out it comes here to Jimmy Gowns. He throws on the right boot. There's a couple of doggies against one double blue. One of those is Ware. Cleverly over to Chris Gowns. Chris Gowns gets back one way, then almost runs out of bounds. Did run out of bounds, said the boundary umpire. And there's his brother, who's about 50 metres away, telling him he should have done this and he should have done that.
and then he gave it back to him 100 mile an hour, didn't he?
That's right. Unbelievable they are, aren't they? But gee whiz, haven't they been great players for the
They
doggies?
have been the best recruits the South Australian National Football League has had for the last 10 years.
Yeah, as a duo. There's the ball thumped away by Feast. First there, Curtis, almost hip and child on it, out of the way, but did well to recover and pick up the footy. Good effort there by Curtis as he bangs it over towards Wicks, though. That's on the outer side. Here's a chance, though, for the doggies. Picked up by Swatala. He gets the handball back, looking for Shell. Shell will get it back. No, he won't. The handball's back. Taken by Swatala back to Shell, and Shell will kick it.
Yes, McClay trying to get hold of Daniel Shell. He handballs back inside 50 to Shell. And the kick will find Hayes, trying to pick up who that player was for Centrals. He's not looking at me, so I can't. He is looking at me, so I can't tell you. But Hayes has taken the mark, and he will kick from about 20 metres directly in front for the doggies.
Yeah, just good team play again by the doggies. And as Hayes, as you said, Andrew Hayes has played 6 games yet to kick a goal for the doggies. Is lining up from around about 15 metres out, virtually directly in front, as DB's going to clear that fly that he's just swallowed. So in comes Hayes, comes in, kicks truly. He's got his first on the board, the first for the club, and the doggies are starting to break away here at the Adelaide Oval. They've got their 9th. 9 goals, 3, 57. They are leading Sturt 5-1-31. Sturt stuck on that score of 31 since quarter time. And again, just good team play, Paul, by the doggies.
It certainly was. The player that actually got the kick in and finding the loose man in Andrew Hayes was Adam Swatala, and has been a fairly influential player this afternoon. He's done quite a good job, but you're on RPH Football with Dennis Brown.
I reckon there's one fly in the Adelaide Oval, and I just swallowed it.
Not anymore.
Exactly right, it's gone. Umpire with the footy now to get this game going underway once again. Scholar and Feast, up they go. Scholar's certainly dominating the rucks. He got a right hand of the ball this time. Down at the bottom of the packet, it's Sheedy's there. Umpire will move in and ball it up, take 2. And the doggies away to a flyer in this quarter. They've kicked 3 goals without a reply from the Double Blues. Down goes the bounce again. Scholar and Feast from the side. This time it was Code who got the tap down. Gives it now to O'Keefe. He puts it on the left boot. Goes up towards 10.5 forward players. Set themselves off the hands of Wilson. Chance now though for Sibonala. He got it over to his teammate there who got it back in turn to Thomas. Thomas with a sweeping handball to Slade. Slade now at half back. Thought about handballing it, then breaks away. Puts it on the right boot. The lead is on from Wilson, or it was actually on from McKenzie.
Play.
Wilson intercepted. Great handball. That was PDK highlight as it comes to Ware. Ware will go further afield. Gives it to McCabe. McCabe could have had a shot for goal, but decided to centre it. He was looking there for Shell. The ball ricochets out. O'Sullivan's there. Also Curtis. The ball at the bottom of the pack. Desperate stuff here for the Double Blues. Somehow they got it out to Justin Westhoff to Shell. He tried to back out of trouble. He was grabbed high, was he? No. The handball will come back out now to Jimmy Gowns outside the 50. He'll look and go short, and great work by the doggies. The mark taken by O'Sullivan.
Well, Sullivan too far out to score. You think he's about 45, 48 metres out. He's now going to go back, and there is a central player that's been down for a while. I think it's one of the Gowns boys there. It was Chris Gowns, but he's up now as Sullivan goes short.
Elijah Ware.
And has found Elijah Ware. Noodles Ware. How did you get the name Noodles?
I think I actually asked a guy, Mike Nicolai, who's involved with the Central's District Football Club, and apparently it's as a result of his hair. That's
okay.
All I can shed light on.
All right. Okay, so Noodles Ware lining up from around about 35 metres out. Yet to kick a goal today. Will come in now on a difficult angle. Comes in, the kick is on its way, just pokes at it, so it's not even going to make the distance. From the side is Westhoff. He's got the mark, and that is a PDK highlight from Justin Westhoff. Flew in from the side, DB, and a good, strong mark, a real PDK highlight.
It was a good mark. Wasn't a big pack of players, but I don't know what Elijah Ware or Noodles was doing. I thought he was kicking a noodle there for a minute. He just didn't kick through the footy at all and popped it up, but luckily for the doggy, great mark taken by Westhoff, and here's a change being affected by the Double Blues. Weatherald off. And as we watch, and he missed from point-blank range as young Westhoff. No excuse for that, Smitty. He should have just
I actually even marked it down in the book. And again, a bit like Ware when he was kicking, just poked at it, and the same thing happened there. And we saw Motlop do that for Port Adelaide a couple of weeks ago. You think players would learn when they see that point-blank range or 15 metres out, 10 metres out. They kick through the ball and they won't have any problems.
Wilson came on for the Double Blues, and now coming on is Cole Reevy replacing Taylor.
So there's the kick out from Code. It was looking for the player in Davies, but a Central Districts player involved, probably one of the Gowns boys, I would have thought, is wrapped up in the tackle by O'Keefe. So Marble Bar scoreboard 58-31 in favour of the Dogs. Grand Central says we've gone almost 10 minutes of the second term here at Adelaide Oval. Conditions are perfect. There's Feast, sort of rucked it to himself, got it to O'Keefe. He went backwards to Curtis. He was in trouble on the turnover here because O'Keefe's handballed it. Curtis has handballed it straight to Matthew Slade. He kicks it around the corner, looking for but not finding a teammate, and marking it was the player there in Code, and he rebounds from 50 and finds Feast, who marks in front of Swatala. And 25-metre penalties being paid against Vitale here, and Feast will kick from half-back.
Central's had 3 players on their own about 15 metres out from the goal square. That was a bad play there by Slade. It was a rule Smithfield crash clanger.
Yeah, the Napoli brothers at Smithfield crash. Feast goes on with it, and there the mark's taken by McClay. Gee, that was a good mark as well. And McClay is on the attacking side of centre wing. He plays on immediately, and there's the Centurion Wicks. He marks in front of McKenzie just a little bit quicker. Wicks goes inside 50 looking for Chambers. It was 2-on-1 though. The ball is spilt free out the back. What's going to happen here? Herring tries to get it backwards. He does. Central's players stand there and look at it and try and shepherd Sturt players from getting it, and they've all fallen on it right next to the right-hand goalpost, right in front of the Marble Bar scoreboard.
And a still forward change from Medindi. It is O'Sullivan off and Lee Westhoff on.
Okay, the ball thumped down and punched towards the line. In fact, out of bounds it will be recorded. And the boundary umpire to throw it back into play. In that right full forward pocket for the Double Blues, right in front of the grandstand, as the ball is thrown back into play again. Big Scholar got the fist of the ball. It comes back into a pack of players, though, and once again we'll have a ball up. Only about 15 to 20 metres away from the Double Blue goals, and they need one at the minute because they're 5-1-31 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. They trail the Doggies 9-4-58. Down goes the bound. Running onto it now and picking it up is Slade for the Doggies. Breaks away now. He's running across the defensive area. He's had a bounce. He'll have 2 bounces now. He's going to have 3 bounces. Oh, that went without the footy then. He's going to get caught by Feast, is he? Yes, he is. The handball now ended up there for the Double Blues. I think that button down there, the ball, no, it's actually Herring. The ball goes in towards full forward for the Double Blues. Out the back it comes. Taken here for the Doggies, and it ended up with Hayes. Hayes gives it over now to Thomas, and they're a bit lucky to get out of that, Smitty, because they've broken it away towards the half-back flank. And the mark taken out there by Elijah Ware.
So Noodles Ware, number 50 for the Dogs. He's marked at left half-back for Centrals. They're going to the Sir Donald Bradman stand end, or the city end, and Marble Bar scoreboard at the moment has the Doggies 27 points in front. So there's the kick from Ware, and the mark's being taken there by McKenzie. Gee, he's been good centre wing out of sight. He wheels round now and gets it on the boot. He kicks it to centre half forward. Coming from the side is May. Couldn't take the mark, but he punched it to sort of his advantage after it came off of McCabe. Oh, Cole Reevy got one over the shoulder, yes, from that player in Lee Westhoff, and Cole Reevy will kick from centre half back for the Doggies. He's looking for options now. He goes short and finds the player there in 41, Bentley. He takes the mark, centre wing out of sight. He plays on immediately, looking for a player further upfield, and that player was Herring, the red Herring in the Double Blue colours. It's picked up by Cochrane. He handballs backwards. Adrian Wilson, it didn't go to him, but he did well, Adrian Wilson. He's wrapped up by the Centurion in Wicks. Wicks goes to Curtis with a little tap on there. It's at centre wing, defensive side for the Double Blues, and this will be a free kick paid to the Double Blues.
Yeah, I didn't see what that was for, but anyway, it doesn't matter because Hurley's got it. Half-forward flank out of sight. He'll chip it back inboard to Nelson, who's in the centre of the ground. Nelson breaks away. We'll put it on the right boot. A high ball going towards full forward, but it's a poor kick because Big Scholar was in front of the pack. He's taken a mark. Whips it over now to Wilson. Wilson's in trouble, but got it back to Scholar. Scholar will bring it out here to Chris Gowns on the grandstand side. He'll chip it short now to Yves Sivanala. What a name that is, as Sivanala takes it at half-back on the grandstand side for the Doggies. Immediately plays on and chips it short and finds Hayes. Hayes now for the Doggies has kicked his first goal for the club in league level this afternoon as a thump away. Beautifully executed there by May for the Double Blues when there were a couple of Doggies lurking, and there'll be a boundary throw in half-forward flank just outside the defensive 50 on the grandstand side.
Still forward change for the Double Blues, and Hurley is off and Weatherald is on, and also a change. Scholar off, and coming on for the Central side is Griffin. That's courtesy of our good friends at Stillwell Ford at Medindi. May.
Boundary umpire to throw it back into play. Back it comes, spinning towards Bowen, who got a right hand to the ball. Taken there by Curtis. He's wrapped up. Was he grabbed high? The umpire said play on. Into a pack of players. Comes out to Nelson. He lost it. No, this will give the doggies a chance. Jimmy Gowns at the bottom of the pack. He's tackled from behind. The ball underneath him. And the umpire will bounce it right on the 50 on the grandstand side for the doggies. And Jimmy Gowns having a few words to say to the umpire.
When doesn't he?
Yes, exactly. They certainly do that. Grand Central says we've gone 14.5 minutes of the second term. There's the ball up on the 50 favouring Centrals. James Gowns had hold of O'Keefe. The umpire was blindsided and couldn't see it. So it's actually just moved pretty well right along the 50-metre line. So well done there for both sides.
Now, the umpire was blindsided, but have a look where the other two umpires are.
Miles away.
No, look what he's doing. That other umpire. Well, hand above his head, looking. Why doesn't he stand this side?
Because he's not listening to RPH. There you go. Maybe he will. There's the palm down by Mackenzie. Running onto it was Matthew Slade. What can he do? Oh, he's got a loose man. He handballs to Ware. The Noodle will run in and kick a goal for the doggies. 10 goals for 64. The Double Blues 5-1-31. 15 gone in the second term. Thanks to Grand Central. Thanks to Black and White Trucks and Removal. Raj back in the studio with scores.
At the Telstra Dome, it's Carlton 8-7-55, leading Melbourne 5-8-38. At the G, it's the Bulldogs 10-6-66, leading Richmond 5-10-40. At Nord, Glenelg 9-7-61, leading Nord 6-5-41. And at Broad Spectrum, it's West 8-3-51, leading North 7-4-46. Back to Adelaide Oval.
And here back at the Adelaide Oval, the doggies have marched out to a big lead now, 10-4-64 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Double Blues 5-1-31. Immediately they go into attack. Lee Westhoff now to Chris Gowns, kicking towards the full forward area. Over the head of Mackenzie, ends up now with Curtis for the Double Blues. He goes out there towards Wicks now. The ball was thumped away by Ware, but this has allowed Wicks to run onto it and bomb it along that centre wing on the outer side. Players set themselves almost to mark there. Offhand, beautifully done by Big Griffin. I'll tell you what, he moves well. He finds Ware in the centre of the ground. Ware immediately plays on to Lee Westhoff now. Westhoff can break away and put it on the left boot. The lead is on from Shell. It's too high for him, isn't it? No, there's about 3 or 4 Double Blue players there, and weight of numbers will win the day as it comes now to O'Keefe, and he chips it short back to Nelson, who takes the mark in front of Lee Westhoff. He immediately plays on and chips it out here to Code. No, it was McLeay in actual fact pushed off the ball by Mackenzie. The ball ends up with Justin Westhoff. He stopped and propped and then went bang and put it through for a goal. The doggies are on fire here at the Adelaide Oval. They
tried correctly to kick long to the goal and kick truly for his second and his side's 11th. So 11-4-70, the biggest lead of the game so far, 5-1-31, the Double Blues. And the Double Blues stuck on 5-1-31 as they were at the end of the first quarter.
The last goal for the Double Blues coming through Wicks in that first quarter. Gee, the tap down by Feast was magnificent to Sheedy. The hand pass was very good to Wicks. Wicks will send it clear for the Double Blues. Goes inside 50, but 2-on-1 again. Chambers can't get near it. So we're getting involved in Simonala. He's wrapped up in the tackle, about 30 out from the Sturt goal. They need a goal, no question about that. Grand Central says we've gone 17 3/4 minutes of the first term, and a Stillwell Ford Medini interchange, Darryl.
There is the park coming on for the doggies is Chad O'Sullivan. Coming off is Matthew Slade.
And might as well keep going, Smithy, because the free kick's been played to Bowen in the ruck contest. He'll kick from about 25 metres out directly in front.
I didn't see what the free kick was for, DB. Did you see it?
No, we're about to see it on the replay, though.
Okay, he comes up and he's just got his hand just hanging on there, over the shoulder. So Jacob Bowen will line up for Sturt's first score in this second quarter as he comes in 25 metres out directly in front. The kick wasn't actually a real good one, but it did go through for his club's 6th goal. His first. So they go to 6 goals, 1-37. They lead Centrals. They trail Centrals 11-4-70. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. And 16.5 minutes gone of this second quarter. Or was that 18 minutes? 18. So 18.5 minutes gone of this second quarter. It has been dominant by the Centrals. Sturt's first goal since Wicks's goal in that second quarter, and it came from a free kick to Bowen.
Umpire with the footy to get the game underway once again. About to bounce it, down it goes. Griffin and Bowen. The ball comes to ground out the back. Running onto it is Lee Westhoff with the handball, then immediately put it on the boot. The lead is on from O'Sullivan, who that would have been a mark and a half for you to take, and he couldn't, though. The ball ricochets out, taken there by May. May will bang it to the outer side where Wicks and also Hayes there go for the footy, and it beats both of them over the boundary line for a throw in. So boundary umpire to throw it back into play. Half forward flank out of side for the doggies.
Right in front of that Stillwell Ford demolition sale sign there, DB.
Exactly right. No, Big Griffin, did he have hold of his opponent again? No, not this time, said the umpire, as it come to one of the Gowns boys. Didn't pick up who it was, but emerging and racing away now is Big Griffin. He bangs a long bomb towards full forward. Oh, great mark last night of the centre. PDK highlight by Curtis. Saved the day for sure and certain at this point in time anyway for the Double Blues, and we'll tip it out there looking for O'Keefe. The ball, will it stay in? It will, as O'Keefe went to kick it along the boundary. Beautiful interception though by Ware, forced the error. The ball ricochets back out now to McClay. He forces the ball over the boundary line for a throw in. Left half forward flank out of side for the doggies.
So O'Keefe for Sturt trying to get the ball away, got smothered, but the second effort was fantastic. And Jonathan Griffin, gee, he moves like a panther, except he's a bulldog. But anyway, there you go. There's the boundary line throw in. It's a quick kick away from the Sturt player there. Running onto it was Wicks. He gets the kick now to centre wing out of side. Running onto it was the Red Herring in the double blue colours. And well, he can't do anything but ending up with his Bentley. He's had his head ripped off. If I could see it from here, umpire, so could you. And it's not holding the ball, but it will be a free kick to the doggies on the outer side. Figure that out.
Well, I mean, he was holding the ball, but the umpire paid it that way. Simple as that. As now the doggies go forward from Sibonala up towards Big Mackenzie, who's, as you heard Daryl Smith say, dominating centre half forward. Oh, he gave it to Chris Gowns. How did he get out of that tackle? Gave it back to Mackenzie, who kicked the ball around the body. Oh, Big Shell was pushed out of the contest by his opponent in Davies. The umpire was right there to see it, and Danny Shell will line up for his fourth sausage roll.
Yeah, good umpiring by the umpire there, because often you miss that sort of push, but Shell will line up from around about 40 metres out, slight angle, and gee, he's starting to come in some good form is Daniel Shell. And buckets Mackenzie, isn't he having a game and a half?
Well, how did Chris Gowns get out of that tackle?
His strength.
He was caught cold.
ESP he had.
Yeah, just sheer strength. So anyway, Shell coming in, lining up, kicking to the Bradman stand in 40 metres out. Kick, it's on its way. This time he has kicked another one. He has got his fourth, and the doggies have got their 12th. They go to 12 goals for 76, leading the Double Blues 6-1-37. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 21 minutes gone, courtesy of Grand Central. And Raj back in the studio is going to tell us the scores from around the grounds, courtesy of Black and White Trucks and Removal.
At the Dome, it's Carlton 8-7-55, leading Melbourne 5-10-40. The Bulldogs 11-7-73, leading Richmond 6-11-47. At Nord, it's Glenelg 9-7-61, leading Nord 6-7-43. North have hit the front 9-4-58, leading West 8-3-51. Back to Adelaide Oval.
There's the ball up, and it was Griffin getting the tap down to James Gowns. Kicks it inside 50. Mackenzie was involved in the contest there. It's right on 50. Running onto it is Hayes. Oh, surely a free kick. The Wicks one would have thought. Didn't have the football, got tackled with it. But anyway, it comes now to Griffin. He kicks it back inside 50. It's going to be 2-on-1. What can happen here? Well, Code got in the way, but he couldn't take the mark. Running onto it is Nelson, and he's almost in the goal square. Defensive goal square, that is. And the kick was very good and finds Curtis. He marks and plays on immediately. He does that. The kick's dangerous to Bentley, but he was good enough to take the mark. Swatala had him round the head, so he couldn't play on. He was off, indeed, and he got nowhere because he had his head almost ripped off by the player there in central as it comes to grandstand side centre wing, taken by Bowen, ended up with Colreevy. It now goes from May, goes to the player there for Sturt in Wilson. Martin Wilson kicks it inside 50, a rare touch for Chambers, goes backwards to Sheedy, goes inside 50, good marks being taken by Sturt. Can't pick up who it is just at the moment. He's getting off the turf, and that's the Red Herring. No, it's not. It's the belly button. Luke Button, number 38 for Sturt, to have a shot for goal.
Yeah, I knew it was a Herring because I had my finger on the button.
Okay. I don't know what you guys have been on, but anyway, it is now. Actually, can't even see because I've got that pole right in the front, right in my spot. So it is going to be Button coming in now, 45 metres out. Difficult angle, kicking up towards the goal. The beautiful sort of kick. It was a PDK highlight, that kick, and he has kicked truly. Button has got his first, and Sturt have got their seventh. They go to 7 goals, 1. Incredible kicking here at the Adelaide Oval, 43. They still trail Centrals, 12-4-70.
We're into time on. We've played 23 minutes, almost 24 minutes on the Grand Central time clock. As the umpire throws the ball up, up goes the tap. Was Griffin that got the tap down, but it ended up now with O'Keefe, who put it on the left boot after evading a tackle and kicks it towards half forward. The chase is on out there, trying to run onto the footy. As Wick shows a bit of speed, did so, tips it back, and has he been pushed as he got the kick? No, the umpire said he ran out of bounds with the footy, and there'll be a boundary throw in right next door to the 50, or right on the 50 out there at half forward flank out of side for the Double Blues. They trail at the moment on the marble bar scoreboard, 7-1-43. The doggies are 12-4-76. The boundary umpire to throw it back. Bowen and Griffin holding each other as chipping in from the side there was, I think it was Weatherall, and he was holding the ball because he took it out of that contest. It's a silly rule, really. I don't like it at all because the ball dropped short, and what was he supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly right. Good
umpire now is adjudicating the player in the back pocket. I think it's Cochrane. Out of sight for the doggies. Certainly looks like Cochrane, is it? No, it's Swatala, and Swatala will chip short and find Jimmy Gowns, who goes across Dow Swatala, who's out there, so it must have been Cochrane in the first place, as Swatala's got it in the back pocket on the grandstand side. So Swatala now for the doggies, holding the play up. Nothing to kick for two at the moment, so he comes out here towards the centre wing. The ball will hit and bounce out of bounds. Half forward, playing grandstand side for the Double Blues.
It's almost slow motion then, wasn't it, for the doggies? They're normally a very attacking side, but that's they were holding the play up, holding the ball up and making the Sturt side come to them.
Yeah, so Richard Cochrane involved in the play there, and also Swatala, as we mentioned on RPH Football, thanks to Angus Securities, the game of the day, 25 3/4 minutes gone in the second term. Marble bar scoreboard, 76-43 in favour of the doggies. They're going to the Sir Donald Bradman stand end. There's the boundary line throwing just outside 50 for the Double Blues. Running onto it was Sheedy. Good quick hands to Cole Reevy. He goes by hand to Wilson. Wilson's got a loose man in code. Oh, it's coming through like a steam train. Was the Central District's player. Did it well. It's ended up with Eckerman. He's got the helmet on. He's being tackled now. It looks like a fish out of water, and it'll be a ball up around about 40 metres out from the Central District's goal. Just trying to pick up who that was. Number 15, Goal, running at it like a startled gazelle. And there's a ball up. In fact, it's a bounce down. There you go. And tapping it down is the Sturt player there. Thomas was the one running onto it. There's the button there. And he's taken too high. The umpire says no. The Sturt people say yes, and it'll be another ball up. So certainly been a lot of ball ups, given that the score is 12-4-76. The Dogs, 7-1-43. The Double Blues, Grand Central, 26 3/4 minutes gone of the second term.
Yeah, umpire just missed that one. There was definitely a high tackle there.
No question.
As the ball is bounced down. Griffin got a right hand to the ball. Running onto his Curry. He turned around and went straight to the boundary line. What's the umpire going to do? No, he said throw it in. Gee whiz, it was pretty obvious.
We've seen worse, haven't we? We've seen one in the AFL a couple of weeks ago. We saw the Essendon Lovett Murray kick the ball 30 metres in front of him, and it was still given a free kick.
Yeah, but that was pretty obvious what Brad Curry had in mind, and he's got away with it because the boundary umpire's now throwing.
Who's holding who there?
Well, who knows? It was almost like the military two-step now as the ball is handballed by Hayes. Oh, there's a free kick. Will go the way of Cochrane, who's met high by Wilson, and Cochrane now will take this free kick inside the defensive 50, will immediately play on and go to the outer side of the ground, and the mark taken there for the doggies. I think that is by Muzzolino. He gets it to centre wing to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan up towards Big McKenzie, who got his body in front, took the mark. Off hands though, Swatala bombs it forward. Shell in front, almost the mark. Oh, player being hung on to there for the doggies, and he'll get the free kick, and that is...
It's going to be a goal anyway.
It's a goal anyway, I think. What's the umpire going to do? He's going to bring it back. I mean, I think you asked the player on that occasion whether you want to take the goal or have a free kick, don't you?
Well, he's got to, that's exactly right. He's got to ask the player if it was because he actually kicked the ball.
Yes.
So the goal, see, in theory, the goal umpire should come out here and say to the umpire that was the goal, because I don't think the umpire realises it went through. But anyway, it's ended up with Slade 20 metres out, virtually directly in front. So Slade comes in now and he kicks the goal anyway, but we think that might have been a mistake. So Matthew Slade has got his first on the board. Centrals have got their 13-4-82. Sturt 7-1-43. But that's right, DB, because the goal umpire should have come out and said to the umpire, he kicked the ball and it bounced through for a goal, and the goal should stand.
Who knows, maybe they were both looking into the sun. You never know. Stranger things have happened. So the Marble Bar scoreboard 82-43 in favour of the doggies, and almost 28 3/4 minutes gone of the second term. The U-Dogs chant is up, and there's a few happy Central District supporter looking forward to a nice beer at half-time, one would suspect, here at Adelaide Oval in front of... well, it's a fairly small crowd, but nevertheless, there's people here. That's the main thing. There's the ball up in the centre, and Bowen it was, but getting it off the turf was Thomas. Gee, that was good. He ran onto it like Gaelic footballers do. He's got it, attacking side of centre wing, grandstand side. He goes inside 50. Wilson pushing out his opponent, but he did it beautifully and professionally, picked up by the helmet at Eckerman. He goes to O'Keefe. Oh, he's steamrolled into the ground by Slade. Gee, he's paid it through.
Paid holding the ball. So... did he have prior opportunity, DB?
I don't think he did.
No.
But I think he paid the way he was indicating he threw it.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right. So anyway, Slade has got the free kick, and to get his second goal in the space of a minute, he's lining up this time a little bit further out. He's probably about 35 metres out. So Matthew Slade coming in now, kicking it truly for his second goal. He's got his second, and the Central side have now got their 14th. 14 goals for 88. They lead the Sturt side 7-1-43. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 29 minutes gone, or 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes gone of this second quarter, and it has been all the doggies in this quarter. So far, they have added 8 goals, where the Sturt side can manage only 2 in what can only be described as near perfect conditions here at the Adelaide Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard says that it is 88 to 43. 45 points in favour of the doggies.
Up they go again. Big Scholar the tap down, but running onto it this time is Sheedy. Throws it on the right boot. Goes out towards centre wing looking for Wicks. The ball, well, it bounced for him. It certainly bounced in front of him, but then ran away from him and out of bounds. Centre wing on the outer side here at the beautiful Adelaide Oval. As you heard Smitty say, conditions just perfect for footy this afternoon. And it's not a bad display either by both these sides as the ball is thrown in. A Scholar front position over Bowen. The ball taken by Nelson, I think it was. He's wrapped up, and there'll be another ball up. Had a few of those today. Centre wing on the outer side. The umpire throws the ball up again. Bowen and Scholar. Scholar got the tap down, running onto it now, and bursting through was Cochrane. Gives it now to Slade. In fact, it's Ware, and Ware now throws it on the left boot up towards half forward. Up they fly. The ball down the ground. Who's going to be first there? I think it's one of the Gowans boys. In fact, it's Jimmy Boy. He puts it on the left boot there in towards the pocket. Oh, great kick. That's a PDK highlight. And the great mark by Shell. Gee whiz, he did that well, Jimmy Gowans. He just broke away and then threw it on the left boot. Had to be pinpoint, and Smitty it was.
It certainly was, and Shell now lining up for his 5th goal, and people are starting to say, we'll be starting to talk about this Central side. They talk about the players that have left, but you look at the players that have come back to the club. Wilson and Thomas both have AFL experience, and they've got the Westhoff boys as well. All of a sudden, this doggy side are starting to make some real charges towards the finals. The Shell comes in now. Outer side of the ground, comes in, the kick is on its way. It's about a 45-metre kick. It's going to drift past the face of goal and come to this side and go for a minor score. So 14 goals, 5-89. That is Central's aid lead Sturt 4-7-1-43. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
So Davies, Lee Davies, number 10 for the Double Blues, kicks it out nicely, but getting in the way is Hayes. He's been good like what I've seen of this young man today.
He's busy, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Number 22, he kicks it now back inside 50 from whence it came. Oh, with the flies, the player there is Shelgi. Acrobatically, he didn't hit the ground running. Gee, better have a bounce if he goes further. He turns around now. He's going to have a pot shot at goal. It's going to miss. There's O'Sullivan. What can he do? It comes down to May in front. Was good work by the Double Blues. The player there, O'Keefe, getting it down, and May's kicked it out about 40 out from the Double Blues goal.
In fairness to Shell there, I reckon he just popped it up to the top of the square. I don't reckon he had a shot.
Okay, so he popped it up to the top of the square. It's 40 metres out from the doggies' goal, right in the forward pocket, right in front of the Uncle Clem Hill stand. It'll be a boundary line throw, and there's Mackenzie and Bowen going at it. So Mackenzie relishing playing in the forward line, Scholar relishing playing on the ball. It's come to O'Sullivan. What can he do? He wheels around. He's going to have a pot shot, is he? No, he's not. He kicks it to the top of the square. Involved was Davies. Involved was Shell, having a little chat to the umpire, saying, let's catch up for a drink afterwards, and it's a behind. And the doggies 14-6-90 Marble Bar scoreboard. Double Blues 7-1-43.
Kick out taken by Nelson, almost run down as he got the kick away towards centre wing, and a good mark taken by McClay. Gets it now to Wilson. Wilson thought about giving it to Cole Reevy, but then elected to go across the ground and finds Danny Wicks now playing his 100th game this afternoon. He'll chip it over the top looking for that man O'Keefe, and O'Keefe takes the mark immediately onto the left boot. He centres the ball looking for Bowen. Oh, he got a B-grade bounce and it ricocheted off his hands straight to Slade. The turnover could be costly. Running onto it now is Noodles Ware. He's got time to have a bounce. Gets past Nelson. He's got speed to burn. Gets inside the 50. Goes bang from about 48 metres. It looks good. It is good. And the goal umpire's been hip and shouldered. But watch him get up and watch him put the 2 fingers up. Look at that, a sausage roll. Second goal to Ware. It's all happening at the Adelaide Oval as the doggies move along to 15 goals, 6.96. They lead the Double Blues 7-1-43 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. And one thing about the goal umpires, they'll always bounce back, Smitty.
Yeah, he certainly do always bounce back. But I must congratulate again Buckets Mackenzie's interception in this centre here actually caused the turnover. He said it was a bad bounce. He actually put his hands up and caused a deflection, and that's then what caused the ball to bounce away from the Double Blues. Good work by Buckets Mackenzie again. Absolutely playing a game of his life.
So a great goal there to Elijah Ware. The doggies just careering away with this. Bowen in ruck gets it down, but running onto it was the player there in Swatalik. Gee, being held with it, one would have thought without it. But anyway, he comes to Richard Crock and it ends up with the player there from Slade. It went to Mussolino, it was, and he kicks and is marked by Scholar. So Mackenzie and Scholar look like they've got jelly beans in their legs. They're running around like nobody's business. Scholar now kicks it inside 50, but coming in from the side was Cole Reevy. Getting in the way of Wilson, picked up by Lee Westhoff. No right boot. Goes backwards now to McCabe, who's being quiet. He goes round the corner, but it'll be marked by Curtis inside 50 for the Double Blues. He plays on immediately. He handballs backwards to the helmet of Eckham, and number 13 for the Double Blues. Rebounds from 50 with the kick. Comes out. Cole Reevy's involved. Mackenzie, what can he do if it stays in? He was in the van there, but it didn't. And it's just outside the half-forward flank for the Double Blues. 35 minutes gone, thanks to Grand Central. And what a grand night it will be out there. 15-6-96 to 7-1-43 on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Unbelievable. 36 minutes gone now in 35 minutes in this quarter.
We'll be till midnight. The boundary umpire throws it back in. Wilson got a fist to the ball. Ends up with Bowen, who actually went up and contested the mark as the siren goes to end the second quarter, the first half of football here at the Adelaide Oval. The broadcast coming to you on RPH Footy. And
the second half underway on RPH Angus Securities Game of the Day.
Up she goes in the centre, and Scholar immediately the tap. Slade being hung onto momentarily as it chance now for the doggy Chris Gowns.
Too
he
high.
grabbed high, yes, said the umpire, and Chris Gowns now will go back and take the free kick. He immediately sees a Guernsey running down centre wing on the grandstand side, and Schnevanala. He got hammered after he got rid of the footy by feet. In towards full forward, though, judging the ball superbly for the Double Blues. On the last line of defence was Code. He'll tip it short and goes across to May. May now by hand goes to Sheedy in the back pocket on the outer side. The left footer now off the side of the boot, though. The pressure from the doggies, I think it was Evil Roy that put the pressure on him, Slade, and consequently the ball's gone out in the sitting ball, and taking the Marcus Scholar brings it inboard to Elijah Ware.
He's had a game and a half just quietly.
He's had a few touches, Noodles, hasn't he? And he's backward of the 50. Now, what's happening here?
No, it's going back to Scholar.
Going back to the Scholar. Okay, well, obviously he didn't kick over the mark. And the umpire's brought it all the way back now. All you have to do to do that, of course, Smitty, is just step off the line, and you can always do that, can't you?
Oh, that should have been 25.
Exactly right, but back to Noodles Ware. He's going to play.
Yes, he's got the ball outside 50 now, goes into the lead of Justin Westhoff through his hand. Mackenzie's got it, hooks around the body, shells in the van, flies high, takes the mark, and will line up from point-blank range.
And we'll get a 25-metre penalty, and he'll come back right on the line and have another shot. He's going to kick his fifth, and just the start that the doggies wanted for this. This is going to be a blow-away game here. You can see that the central side are just in form and getting ready for finals football. That's his fifth and the 16th for Centrals.
And Phil Lounder, of course, probably supporting the doggies this afternoon. I suspect both of those gentlemen. So it's back in the middle. Grand Central says we've gone 2 minutes 15. There'll be a few drinks flowing out there tonight. Great facility that is, and good sponsors of RPH Footy. The ball up in the centre. It went to Simonala. What's he doing in there? He goes to Slade. Scholar has been outstanding this afternoon from mine. He kicks it up to this man who's probably B.O.G. Mackenzie. It clean bowls in. Oh, the tap on from Justin Westhoff goes to Chris Gowns. He's wrapped up in the tackle, holding the ball. Oh, the PDK highlight from Westhoff was amazing. It's come now to Taylor. He rebounds from defensive 50 and kicks to Weatherald in the centre, right in the centre of Adelaide Oval. He goes backwards to Sheedy by hand. Sheedy goes now with the right boot, looking for the player up there. Gee, the kick was fantastic, and the Red Herring couldn't quite finish it off. It comes now to Hayes. He dropped the ball as he's being tackled. Interesting arrangement there. He ran around everybody. Handballs to Slade, centre wing grandstand side. He goes with the right boot. The kick's great and finds O'Sullivan. He marks, plays on immediately. Curtis almost touched it, didn't, the umpire said. It goes now inside 50. Oh, running onto it beautifully and getting his scot wrapped off was the Central District's player. I reckon it's James Gowns.
I reckon it's Chris Gowns.
I reckon it's Chris Gowns. They don't look very similar, so I don't know how I got that messed up, but he's getting himself off the turf at the moment. Should kick from about 48 metres, pretty well directly in front.
And it's a 25-metre penalty against O'Keefe for arguing with the decision. And the last two shots on goal that the Stubble Blues have given Centrals, they've gone from, well,
the first one was a gimme anyway.
The first one was a gimme anyway, you're right. But that one was a doubtful goal. This one now, Chris Gowns is lining up from right on the goal line, and will go back and kick his third, one suggest. as he comes in now. Chris Gowns comes back, leans out back and says, thank you very much, I'll have my third. And all of a sudden, the doggies have got there.
With the sun shining and the sniff of finals just around the corner as actually getting the tap down was Bowen. He put it straight down to his teammate there who was wrapped up by two doggies. That was Sheedy. And there'll be another ball up as the umpire said, give me the ball, boys. And umpire throws it up. Oh, Scholar got rid of his opponent with two hands. I can't see how that's not a free kick to Bowen, because how can you grab a player with two hands and throw him aside?
Unbelievable.
It's holding the man, isn't it?
He's looking into the sun. 6 goals have come from free kicks or 25 or 50-metre penalties today for Centrals.
Is that right?
Well picked up by statistician now, Paul Blandis, as the handball from Slade ends up with Watala. He went to kick it and may have got a little push in the back. The umpire said Clements Watala still got possession of the footy, somehow got the kick away, did it superbly to Ware, has yet another possession, goes up towards half forward. The kick is a beauty and taken by Jimmy Gowns. Oh, he went looking for Chris Gowns and he wasn't even looking, but somehow Jimmy went back and got the ball, came to Slade. He's had the ball taken off him there by Sheedy. The ball spills out to Ware again, pushes his opponent away and then breaks inside the 50, gets the kick towards the pocket. It bounces awkwardly, but Davies runs on it for the double blue. What a famous name that is for the double blue, but his kick has come across the face. That's almost a Smithfield crash banger, because running on it is O'Sullivan. He goes bang and he's been touched right on the last line of defence by the player there in Davies, and the minor score recorded to the doggies. They go to 17 goals, 7-109. They lead the double blues 7-143 on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
So only fitting that it could be a cricket score to the doggies on the Adelaide Oval scoreboard. The kick in was marked by Weatherall. He went by hand to Taylor. Taylor goes by hand and rebounds from 50s. He does that to Curtis. The kick was good, and the mark by Cole Reevy, centre wing grandstand side. Getting involved with the Centrals player there. Can't pick up who it is, but he's dancing around like he's got some ants in his boots or something or other. But anyway, Cole Reevy kicks the ball now, going towards centre half forward. Looks like it should be a Central Districts mark, but it spills free. Oh, it's taken beautifully by Bentley. He'll go inside 50, looking for the Chambers man, but he can't take it. Or running onto it is Gogol in his first game. Goal, he does that. Kicks around to the corner, and look at who's there, the Noodle. Can he get to it before it goes out of bounds? No, he can't. And it does, right in front of the Ian Chappell stand, out of side Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, Smithfield crash clanger there, wasn't it? The kick from the double blue player coming to change just missed all and sundry. There's been a Stillwell forward change too, and coming on is Cole Reevy. Going off was Code for the double blues.
Thanks to Nobesy and the boys out there at Medindi. There's the boundary line throw, and getting involved was Weatherall, but it comes now to the player in Richard Cochrane. Oh, he spots Swatala centre wing grandstand side. The kick was perfect. Oh, Sebenala running around like he's on holidays. He goes there inside 50. Daniel Shell. The kick was marginally too high. Running onto it now is Nelson in the defensive 50 for the double blues, and he gets good support from Davies. Has the bounce inside the defensive 50 and goes wide, and O'Keefe will run onto it.
Yes, he will, but so will Elijah Ware. It's come from nowhere.
Oh, clever.
Tapped it back to Chris Gowns, who had his head pulled off. The umpires had paid advantage as he got the handball over to Ware. Ware goes into the pocket and finds Jimmy Gowns. There's Gowns everywhere here today, and one of them, Jimmy's got it in the right full forward pocket for the doggies. Well, you'd swear there were more than two, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that touch there from Elijah Ware was absolutely superb. But PDK Holland tapped it back to Chris Gowns, and then all of a sudden it's ended up with Jimmy Gowns in the forward pocket, right in front of the Marble Bar scoreboard. And James Gowns, he's got one on the board, and he's going to kick from around about 35 metres out. At a 60-degree angle. He's actually looking around to see if he wants to pass it off. But Jimmy boy, you love kicking a goal. Go back and kick the goal. As he comes in now, the kick is on its way, and he has missed it. And that's probably why he was looking around. They've got their 8th point on the board. 17 goals, 8, 1-1-0. Chris Gowns giving him a serve too. There's no brotherly love lost there, is there? 7-1-43, the double blues.
Yes, he said, I would have kicked that, you know, brother. As the ball comes back into play, and the mark taken 10.5 back by Hurley for the double blues. Immediately plays on and brings the ball to the grandstand side, looking for Bowen. Justin Westhoff against him as Bowen got the hand of the ball, got rid of his opponent, but ran out of bounds as he tried to take possession, put the arm up, and the umpire said, give me the ball, I'm going to throw it back into play. And the whistle's gone. I don't know what for. The boundary umpire stopped, and he's asked the central umpire, why did you blow the whistle? He said, I think it slipped out. As the ball now is thrown back into play. Big Mackenzie, a beautiful tap out the back. O'Sullivan had the ball momentarily, but was taken off him by Sheedy. He's pulled to the ground by Justin Westhoff, and there'll be a ball up just outside the 50 on the half-forward flank for the doggies. They're kicking to the scoreboard end. Got a massive lead at the moment, 110-43 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Bowen now gets a left-handed tap, but running onto it is O'Sullivan. What will he do? He'll chip it in towards the pocket. Shell out on the lead. Safe the mark. Beautifully placed kick. Wasn't that a magnificent kick by O'Sullivan? All Shell had to do was run onto it. He did so, took the mark. A PDK highlight, Daryl Smith.
It certainly was. He actually didn't force the kick, did he? He just placed the kick, and that was the superb thing about it. As we see, Central District's player coming on is Westhoff. Coming off is Noodles Ware. Probably had enough for the day. He's had about 47 possessions. So Shell coming in for his 6, lines up. The goal umpire says, yes, you've got your 6 there, and the Doggies now have got their 18. So he's kicked the third.
Kick much after the first quarter. 2 goals, as Darryl said. There's the ball up in the centre. Scholar relishing this run. The tap down only went so far as number 3, and that was Hurley. He does it well, the young Afro man. There's Bentley trying to run onto it. Colreevy does, but he's wrapped up in the gang tackle by Mussolino and co. And the co happened to be Sibanola. So it's just outside half forward for the Double Blues, right in front of the Ian Chappell stand.
They've got some names in defence, haven't they? Sibonana, Mussolino and Gogol.
Goodness me, multicultural Australia at its best. There's the ball up. Feast. Oh, the nude nut got the handball out, but only so far as Lee Westhoff. It comes down to O'Sullivan, involved in that last goal so very well indeed. James Gowns runs onto it. Scholar, he's almost running onto it, but he doesn't. O'Keefe does the old pirouette. Handball to Sheedy, and as he does that, it goes out of bounds right in between Gregory and Ian Chappell, which happens to be right in front of the Victor Richardson gates. It'll be a boundary line throw-in, defensive side of the centre for the Doggies. On the outer centre wing, there's Feast and Scholar getting it down only so far as O'Keefe. He stole it away from Feast as O'Keefe wrapped up in the tackle by the Doggies player, and that is Lee Westhoff, number 4 with the long sleeves on. Getting involved also is McCabe and Craig Taylor as well. So there's Scholar and Feast going at it off. Feast just smashes it forward towards the city end. Running onto it first will be Richard Cochran with some attention from Weatherall. They crash into the fence. Nothing malicious there. Both players going for the ball. It'll be a boundary line thrown right in front of Ian Chappell's stand and about 75 metres out from the Double Blues goal.
Exactly right, and don't ask him why that's the Chappell stand either, Smithy, because the other one's Greg Chappell.
Yeah, what happened to Trevor? Where's he?
I don't know. He's there somewhere. He's out the back. It's the ball now and thrown back into play. Look at the Doggies go forward here, taken by O'Sullivan. The handball's a beauty. He gives it over there to, I think it was Jimmy Gowns, who goes up towards half forward. The ball bounces awkwardly, though, taken by the Double Blues. They get it back now to Sheedy. Sheedy with a handball. Gives it to, I think it was Nelson. Nelson up towards Hurley. Hurley gets the handball on now. Here's a chance for May for the Double Blues. He bombs a high ball up inside 50. Chambers in the back with strength. Also there for that was what's his name? Gogol. As the ball comes back out to Thomas now. Thomas will put it over here to the grandstand side. There's Doggies everywhere. The ball bounces awkwardly. Can they make a men's the Double Blues? No, they can't. As Stibonala had it. Gave it back to Gogol, I think it was. No, it was Twatala. Now it's Gogol has got the foot. He chips into the lead of Justin Westhoff. The ball pumped away. This will give the Double Blues a chance with a turnover. Bentley evades a tackle. Did it cleverly. Up towards half forward, but the kick didn't come off the boot as expected, and tipping across to take the mark is McCabe in front of Weatherall.
So he plays on immediately and finds Christopher Mussolino, number 36 for the Dogs. He takes the mark, plays onto O'Sullivan's been particularly good in this third quarter. He now goes inside 50. The kick was touched along the way. Chris Gowns almost intercepted, possibly copped a push in the back. Not possibly, he did. The umpire was looking into the sun, but did in fact see that, so O'Keefe infringing there. Chris Gowns will go inside 50. He's looking for someone on the lead. He goes this way, and that the left-footed pass will find a player in the pocket, and that player there looks to me like it's Adam Swatala, number 43, will line up about 20 metres out, and the angle's about 65 degrees. Daryl Smith.
He did that absolutely magnificently well, didn't he, Gowns? He just picked him off. Everyone thought he was going to have a shot for goal, and he just pulled back on the kick and found Swatala all on his own. So Swatala lining up 45-degree angle, 15 metres out, and won't have any trouble in kicking this goal. So Swatala comes in, says, thank you very much. I'll have
to start the game again. Throws it up in the middle. Bowen and Scholar. The ball tapped down by Scholar, but running onto it is Nelson. He goes inside 50. Players will set themselves. Cochran up. Had the ball in his hand, but it slipped out somehow or other. The ball into a pack of players once again, and there'll be a ball up now inside the 50 for the Double Blues. They're kicking to the Sir Donald Bradman stand in. It's the southern end, of course, of the picturesque Adelaide Oval. The umpire bounces the ball. Feast and Scholar. Neither player gets a hand of the ball. Out the back, though, chance for Weatherall. Picked it up and ran into trouble. There's Doggies everywhere. The handball comes out to Mussolino. Mussolino gets it now over to his teammate in Swatala. He goes onto the left boot now, up towards half forward. Oh, good mark there by McClay. Gets a handball onto O'Keefe. O'Keefe will chip it short into the centre. Wicks. He's been called to play on by the umpires. He gets it now to Bentley. Bentley, who hasn't been their worst player, will chip it short to Nelson. Nelson got support from O'Keefe now. He'll throw it on the left boot inside 50. Up they fly, and Chambers takes the mark inside 50. and he'll go back and have a shot and see if he can register the 8th goal for the Double Blues.
Yeah, it'll be his third if he does, and it's taken 15.5 minutes of this third quarter for the Double Blues to have a shot on goal. And sorry day if you are a Blue supporter, as we see Big Scholar coming off and Griffin coming on, courtesy of our good friends at Stillwell Ford at Menindee. And Chambers, 45 metres out, slight angle, kicking to the city end, comes in now. The kick is on its way, leans back. Has he got the accuracy? He certainly has. So he's got his third, and the Double Blues have got
4 kicked away from West, 10-4-64. Back to Adelaide Oval.
Okay, back here it's a cricket score in favour of the Doggies on the marble bar scoreboard. The ball up's back in the centre because Chambers has just kicked his third for the Double Blues. It comes to Bowen. Gee, he did that well, like a ballerina taking a football at Adelaide Oval. Oh, running onto it with the player for Sturt, and that was Thomas Hurley, got wrapped up in the tackle and a little bit too high, says the umpire, not looking into the sun, which is good to see. And Hurley will kick the ball deep inside 50 for the Double Blues. He does that. In fact, he doesn't kick it deep inside. He kicks it just inside. 3 Doggies onto 1, but Craig Taylor will run onto it. What can he do? He kicks it round the corner, and the kick was fairly RS and missed to the far side, and didn't know if he's looking for someone, but it's a point to the Double Blues. 8-2-50. The Doggies 19-8. 122 on the marble bar scoreboard.
And the Centurion wicks off and coming on Eckerman, courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Medini for the Double Blues.
Okay, Thomas now with the footy gets past Chambers, thanks to some great support there by Gogol as the ball comes out towards half-back. Chance now for Tibanala, and the interchange being affected here, courtesy of Stillwell Ford. Coming off is Jimmy Gowns, coming on as McCabe, and the ball is out of bounds in front of one of the chapel stands out there. And the boundary umpire...
I reckon that's Ian.
That's Ian.
It's Ian, is it? Okay.
The other one's Greg.
The other one's Greg. What happened to Trevor? The ball thrown back into play now. Back it comes spinning in. The ball tapped down by Griffin to his teammate who was wrapped up. Trying to pick up who the teammate was. It wasn't O'Sullivan, was it? No.
Lee Westhoff.
Lee Westhoff it was, as the ball goes up again. Bowen now getting a left hand of the ball. The bottom of the pack, it's been socked around like a pinball at the bottom of that pack, and the umpire will move in and ball it up once again. He throws it up quickly. Bowen and Griffin. Griffin got a left hand momentarily. The ball back. It goes into a pack of player, and the umpire will have to repeat his little exercise of about 20 seconds ago and throw it up with the left hand. No, right hand, he fooled me. As the umpire throws it up with the right hand, the ball is stumped away towards the half-forward flank. Coming out there was Cochrane. Just got his boot to the ball, did it superbly out towards half-back. The Doggies are in here as it ends up with Chris Gowns at centre wing. On the outer side, he bombs it towards half-forward. McKenzie with strength at the back. Got rid of his opponent, then goes short and finds O'Sullivan. Tell you what, he's BOG for mine, Smitty. Buckets McKenzie, did it superbly. Could have had a shot for goal, but saw O'Sullivan loose, and he's put it down his throat.
He has been absolutely outstanding today, has been Big Buckets, and superb as we see. Player coming on for Central is Elijah Ware, and going off for Centrals this time is Andrew Hayes. So as Sullivan comes in, he's got his first goal, and the Doggies now have got their 20th. 20 goals, 8, 128.
Looks like he's going to bounce it. And he does that now, and it's not a bad bounce, probably about a 7.5 out of 10. There's the tap down by Feast. It comes to the play there in Swatala, who's been pretty good this afternoon. He gets the centre clearance. Getting a push in the back was Chris Gowns, but Nelson did it beautifully. He gave off to the helmet and Eckerman. Eckerman now on the left boot, looking for a player up forward, but too good, Richard Cochrane. Couldn't quite bring it off. It goes to his opposite, number 9, and that's Jade Shit. He goes backwards to the Irishman. That's O'Keefe. He goes inside 50. Weatherall takes a good mark. Looked to play on, but there was no option there, so he's going to run back and unload from 50. He's looking for the leading Chambers. The kick wasn't good enough. Almost taking one hand. It was Richard Cochrane. 2 hands would have probably been better, but never mind. It's picked up now by Chambers. The rampaging Chambers. Handballs to Feast. He taps it on to Hurley. He snaps it over the shoulder for a point. And the Double Blues 8-3-51. The Doggies 28, 128 on the marble bar scoreboard. Grand Central set.
He got pushed out here, and he ran 20 metres, and he just did not stop talking to the umpire the whole time.
Yes, and the umpire said, buzz off. As the ball comes back into play.
I just love the way they play.
Oh, gee whiz, he paid the mark, did he?
You're kidding me, aren't you?
He paid the mark, went straight through his hands. That was a herring, as the ball now ends up with Eckerman. He'll chip it short and finds Weatherall. Timmy Weatherall now immediately plays on, chips the ball, looking for a lead. Oh, Muzzolino, did he get a push in the back? And... Chris Gowns said, how come I didn't get one when Muzzolino did? And he's got the ball now and chips it out to half-back.
That's the crazy thing, that he would say that too.
Exactly right. Swatala now goes to Curry. And he marks the ball now just backward of centre wing on the grandstand side.
He's been good today too, Curry.
Yeah, very honest player is Brad Curry as he chips the ball in there to Swatala. Gets away now from Chambers and bombs it up inside 50. Oh, up they fly off hand now, the double. Oh, come to Mackenzie. How did he do it? Chris Gown goes bang and puts it down the throat of Danny Shell. PDK highlights left, right and centre. We'll wait for the goal before we go around the ground, courtesy of Black and White Taxis, because Shell will line up and kick from about, I reckon, 20 to 25 metres, but on an acute angle.
Yeah, he's on an acute angle. He's on the grandstand side here at the Adelaide Oval. But again, Buckets Mackenzie's second and third efforts there, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't take the mark, turned around, reflex handball to Chris Gowns, looked up, saw Shell and passed it. So Shell coming in now, kicks on its way and has jagged it. We'll quickly go back to Shell and get a score. No, we won't do that because it's out of bounds on the full, so play will come back here. We'll stay with us here at the Adelaide Oval as the Double Blues are going to bring the ball back in any minute. And as the ball comes back in. But the scores here on the Mobile Bar scoreboard, 20 goals, 8, 128. That is Central's leading Sturt, 8-3-51.
So Davies it is with the kick after it went out of bounds on the full. He kicks it now and finds the player for Sturt. Can't pick up who that is just at the moment.
Bentley.
That was Bentley. He goes by hand to Code. Code rebounds from defensive 50 as he did that. Goes to Curtis. Curtis goes to centre wing out of side. G. Bowen almost took a very good mark. Didn't. The ball spills to the carpet. Central's player is wrapped up by Cole Reevy and Bowen on the defensive side of centre wing for the Doggies. And Jonathan Griffin involved there, just getting up off the turf. The big cat-like man. And an interchange. We'll get that still for Medindi in just one moment.
Oh, Buckets Mackenzie comes off and Scholar comes on.
So there was O'Sullivan throwing it out. Only went so far as O'Keefe. Weatherall gets it round on the left boot, kicks it inside 50. Who will get there first? Richard Cochrane. He couldn't quite take the mark, but he runs and rebounds from defensive 50. Kicks to centre wing, out of sight. Getting involved with players everywhere. Bentley ran through like a steam train. Getting wrapped up was O'Keefe. It came out, well, miraculously to Weatherall. Don't know who that was from. Weatherall turns around. He's looking for the leading Chambers. Delivery to him's been fairly ordinary this afternoon. Chambers does well, but the pressure from Gogo was good. Goes out in the forward pocket for the Double Blues.
Well, that was definitely a free kick over there to any one of the 2 or 3 Sturt players, because Wilson came in and just jumped fair in the middle of the pack. No intentions of getting the ball, and that can be very, very dangerous, DB.
Well, the only thing I can think of is the umpires watching the footy, because he would have had to have seen that with the big pack of players that was there, but nevertheless, he didn't pay it. The ball comes spinning back into play. Big Griffin had it momentarily, had it robbed off him, though, by that Double Blue player at the bottom of the pack, waiting in for him to get up. It looks a bit like Timmy Weatherall. We'll wait for him to get up. Let's have a look here. Yes, it was, as the umpire throws the ball up, and this time the left-handed tap from Feast gives Cochrane the advantage, though, for the Doggies. And look at the kick into the centre. Out comes Roy Slade and takes the mark. Immediately plays on again. The lead is on, this time from Chris Gown, and Chris Gown just got a free kick. Gee, that one was trivial compared to the push in the back, I thought.
Wonder if he'll say thank you to the umpire as he runs past.
As the kick now in, looking for Shell. Up they go, and Shell takes the mark. And gee whiz, as soon as any one of the Gowns boys gets to footy, Shell takes off like a scalded bobcat. And then on that occasion, good grab, because there were a couple of Double Blues in his way, but he's taken the mark and he'll line up for goal. And yet another PDK highlight.
It certainly was a PDK highlight, but why wouldn't you when you've got the Gowns in front of you? Slade also, they are just perfect deliverers of the football, and they are superb. So Shell lining up for his 6th goal in this game, and virtually in his 7th goal, I should say. He's already got 6. How well am I going? Okay, in he comes now. The kick is on its way. He has got his 7th, and the Doggies have got their 21st. They go to 21 goals, 8, 134, and Sturt stuck on 8-3-51.
Leading West 10-8-68. Back to Adelaide Oval.
Angus Security's game of the day, and the Doggies are doing it beautifully. It is the palm down from the resultant ball up. It goes to Eckerman. It came from Sheedy. Eckerman ran a long way with the helmet, slowing him down. But anyway, he goes to Bentley. Bentley goes by hand to Bowen. The left boot from Bowen goes inside 50, looking for Chambers. He didn't take the mark. He ran onto it, Brant Chambers. He got a toe poke to it, and Cole Reevy ran onto it and ran into a brick wall. And that brick wall will pick that up, because that was a PDK personal highlight. He did it well. And
they're just such team-orientated, aren't they, Centres? They play it on so quickly. Thomas brings the ball out to the grandstand side to Swatala, and all of a sudden, they're on centre wing with the ball.
So Swatala, off he goes. The left-footed kick from Swatala. His foot passing this afternoon, and Richard Cochrane's and the Gowns boys has been superb. And this bloke, the Matthew Slade, who's taken the mark, he's been very good indeed. Centre wing grandstand side, he goes looking for Adrian Wilson. Quiet afternoon. Flying from behind was May in August. Running onto it now is Bowen. He goes backwards with the handball. Didn't mean to do that, but the second effort from Wilson was good. The third effort it was even better. Wilson, great forward line pressure from Adrian Wilson, and it'll be a boundary line throw inside 50 in the northwestern pocket for the Doggies.
Yes, exactly right. As the boundary umpire to throw it back into play. Back it comes spinning into play, and Scholar double-handed tap down to Chris Gowns. He gets through two players, runs into the open goal. Another PDK highlight. That's his third sausage roll to Chris Gowns. I reckon it's his fourth in actual fact, because I've got him...
The ball dodged past 2 or 3 players, and again just went through easy for another goal. A PDK highlight.
So there's the ball up in the centre. Running onto it is the player there in Nelson, the captain, getting some attention from Griffin as he kicked it inside 50. Oh, taking a great mark. PDK highlight for the afternoon. One would have thought to the double Blues has been taken by Cole Reevy. Probably not beyond range, but he's looking for options. What's he doing now? He's going to try and kick to the top of the square. He does that now. Who can take a mark? Chambers coming from behind. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ran onto it beautifully, but running onto it better was Richard Cochrane. And he kicks and finds Swatala. Gee, they've both been good this afternoon. Today. The handball goes to Ware. He rebounds from 50 as he took it. He has a bounce. Taylor is in hot pursuit. He's on defensive side of centre wing. He now runs up to centre wing outer side. Does the noodle. And he kicks it looking for Shell. He's getting a bit of a run out from full forward. Running onto it now is Adrian Wilson. Can't pick it up. He's had a dirty day, Adrian Wilson. He's been wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire comes in and says it'll be mine. Right in front of Gregory Stephen Chappell stand. And that's about half forward flank for the Doggies. Marble Bar scoreboard 22-8, 140. And that cricket score on the scoreboard 8-4-52. And Marty Wilson involved also there. Running onto it, Justin Westhoff after the ball up. Westhoff has a putt shot. Number 23 in Doggy land. 23-8, 146. That's Justin Westhoff's third. 8-4-52, the double Blues.
And we saw Chris Gowns dodge past 2 players. We saw Westhoff run into an open goal then, and they are doing it at will.
Umpire with the footy about to ball it up in the centre. And then Griffin and Feast, neither player got their hand of the ball as Griffin somehow dribbled it out, did it well, gave it to Lee Westhoff. He went to give a handball away, but it was intercepted as it came there to the player there in Eckerman. He gave it over to Sheedy. Sheedy in turn to Hurley, and Hurley up towards half forward. The mark taken by Cole Reevy for the double Blues. Long way from goal though as he chips it now, looking for Feast. Now there is Ware as also, but Feast takes the mark, and he'll go back and take the kick inside the 50, I would have thought. He's looking for the lead of someone. Oh, Ware actually intercepted the kick. He did it superbly. Comes back to Feast. He's in trouble, though. That'll be pushing the back, though. The umpire's got to certainly pay that. He's paid advantage now. As emerging with the ball was Sheedy now. Gives it over to Hurley. Hurley to Nelson. Nelson's handball ends up with Cole Reevy. Got the shock of his life. He'll kick it short in towards Taylor. Taylor turns around and pops it through for a sausage roll to the double Blues. They go to 9 goals, 4-58 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Doggies 23-8, 146.
Yeah, Taylor's first.
On my watch, 31.5 gone thanks to Grand Central. Both of those updates thanks to Grand Central. There's the ball up in the centre. Nelson under a lot of pressure. Got the handball away to the helmet at Eckerman. Eckerman goes backwards and shouldn't have done that. The noodle, number 50, runs onto it. Goes inside 50. Has a putt shot. Oh, he's hit the post. Has the noodle he's already got this afternoon. 2 goals. He now got 2-1. 23-9, 147, 9-4, 58. Central's v Sturt. 31 and 3/4 minutes gone, quarter 3.
Yes, and you could hear Elijah Ware saying, where did that post come from? As the ball is kicked along centre wing now by the double Blue. Big Bowen had his hands momentarily on it. Came to Griffin, though. Over to Cochrane. Dodges around. Did it superbly. Then back onto the right boot. Justin Westhoff is loose there, but just backward of the half-forward flank, and now bombs it inside 50. Out comes Shell, but the ball thumped away from him. Came to Hurley and ended up with Curtis. Curtis now on the boot for the double Blues. Goes out the centre wing, looking for Big Bowen. The ball at the back, though, taken by Cochrane. Cochrane as easy as you like, gives it to Sibanala, and away goes Eves at Sibanala now. Bombs it towards half forward. Wilson at the side. The ball thumped down. Who's going to run onto it? McCabe's there for the Doggies. Bend down. Oh, ran out the footy. That was a definite Smithfield crash clanger as the ball is up towards the boundary line. Players diving on top of the footy, and there'll be a boundary throw-in, will there? Half forward flank out of side, and Smitty spotted a couple of magpies in the camp.
Yeah, Clive Waterhouse has come through, obviously here watching Central Districts, one would suggest.
And the other player?
I didn't see the other player, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's Mark Clayton, the captain.
Okay.
Not a Clayton's moment. The Port Adelaide captain, Mark Clayton. There's the boundary line thrown right on 50 for the Dogs. Oh, Wilson did it far too easily, tapping it down to Feast. Goodness me, that's an oxymoron again at Adelaide Oval. And wrapped up in the tackle is Curtis, and he's been taken over the boundary line by Chad O'Sullivan. for the doggies. Marble Bar scoreboard 147 to 58 in favour of the Dogs. 33 1/4 minutes gone of the third term.
And the reason why those boys were here, Clive Waterhouse and Mark Clayton, of course they play the Doggies next week at Alberton, don't they?
Oh, in one of the games of the year. There's the ball up. It ends up somehow with James Gowans, I think it is. No, it's not. It's Chris. Goodness me, they look alike. The siren's gone. Oh, dear me. 24 goals, 9, 153. He's got 5 because, you know, here is Clive. But anyway, he's Sturt at 9,458.
He's going to get paid anyway, isn't he?
Might as well be there.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, the umpire holds the ball aloft to start the final quarter here at the Adelaide Oval. And down she goes. Up they go. Again, Scholar, the tap down straight to O'Sullivan. Oh, that's a free kick. He was pulled off the ball when he didn't have it. The umpire said play it on. Comes back to O'Sullivan. Then a hurry kick up inside 50. First there was Chris Gowans out the back, though. A chance, though, for McClay. Gathers it in opposition to Mackenzie. Kicks it up towards the half-back flank. And Lee Westhoff takes the mark. Immediately plays on the left boot now. Going into the pocket. Chris Gowans is there. And a beautiful kick by Lee Westhoff, and Chris Gowans has already kicked 5 this afternoon, and I bet Leonard to a brick he'll have a shot. The only one it'll pass off to is he ain't heavy if he leads.
Well, he's got 5. Probably just a little bit ahead of Buckets Mackenzie now, because best player on the ground, and he comes in. Chris Gowans on that outer side, kicks is on its way, looks pretty good off the beat. Not going to make the distance. In there is Shell, and it actually just got knocked through for a minor score. So the first score on the board again, 24 goals, 10. That is Central's leading. 9-4-58 by a whopping 96 points.
And of course, Coach Roy Laird has been forced to play Bucket Mackenzie at centre-half forward in the absence of Luke Cowan, last season's state centre-half forward. What does he do, given the form of Bucket Mackenzie, when Luke Cowan's available?
Well, who knows?
You'd probably, if he continues like this, you'd probably leave him there and then throw Luke Cowan as a permanent forward pocket.
Well, yes, we've seen a lot of football with transformers unfolded, but Justin Westhoff's got it centre wing, grandstand side, pirouetted and kicked it from outside 50. Is it going to go through? Yes, it is, but for a behind. So Justin Westhoff kicks his second behind, 3 goals, 2 this afternoon. 24-11, 155 to Dogs. Sturt a 9-4-58. Grand Central says we've gone 1 3/4 minutes this afternoon in quarter 4.
And I say that with Luke Cowan up in football, because Shell is a leading forward. You have a tall target back there as well. So you could have a tall target at centre forward, you've got a tall target at full forward, and then a leading forward as well.
Okay, the double blues to kick it back into play to the grandstand side. Justin Westhoff, if he'd have kicked that last goal, it would have been the goal of the year just about. An unbelievable PDK highlight as a free kick has been found. It's going to go the way of the double blues. And I'm not too sure what that was for in actual fact.
Over
it
the
goes
shoulder.
to Herring. Herring kick across ground, been marked by McClay. He immediately plays on, but again he's set up his opponent, or his teammate I should say. That was Taylor. Going in to pick up the ball though is Eckerman. Gets a handball back out to Curtis. Curtis now gives it to Hurley. Hurley back to McClay. Onto the right boot he goes. Up inside the 50. Running back is Brad Curry. Takes a fingertip mark. Another PDK highlight as he gives it to his teammate there in goal. He brings it up here to the centre wing position, taken there by Slade. He tipped it over the top. Another one of the Gowans boys. There's only 2 of them, but you'd swear there's half a dozen of them on the ground today as Jimmy Gowans goes bang towards full forward. He centred the ball. McCabe is in front, almost the mark. Off hands though, Davey did it well. The handball was fraught with danger, but it came down to Button. Button's kick went over the head of Hurley, and this has allowed Wilson for the Doggies, I should say, to take the ball and kick towards the leading Shell, who marks in the pocket, in that left full forward pocket at the Sir Donald Bradman end of the ground.
He's already kicked 7, has Shell, and look at the forwards they've got, and they are in anonymous form, are the Doggies. So Shell, again, they just share the ball around, and it's been absolutely outstanding, their team play today. Shell from around about 20 metres out, angles about 60 degrees, comes back. He has kicked his 8 in a magnificent performance up there at full forward. Dan.
On the Adelaide Oval scoreboard, 9-4-58, the double blues. That's the Marble Bar scoreboard. Thank you very much. And there's the ball up in the centre. It goes to Sheedy. He just happened to have a corridor of space. Goes inside 50. You're looking for Chambers, but the attention from Gogol, it was good, but it wasn't good enough to stop Chambers picking it up and snapping it around the corner for a behind. Chambers kicking his first behind. He got 3 goals, 1 for the afternoon, 4.5 gone thanks to Grand Central.
And Chambers hasn't been their worst player. He does fight hard for the ball and probably at this stage might well and truly be leading their best and fairest, you know.
Yes, possibly so, but the delivery to Brant Chambers has been fairly ordinary this afternoon, as has been the all-round Sturt performance. So there's the kick out from Thomas. It goes to centre-half back, and taking a good mark is Eve Sibonala. Wouldn't you be happy if he came home to date your daughter? Hello, my name's Eve Sibonala. That's a sexy name for a man. He handballs off to Gogo, and he goes a goal, and he kicks to centre wing, grandstand side. The Nude Nut Feast getting in the way of O'Sullivan, but he was good enough, the number 7 little nuggety dog, to take the mark. He goes inboard for Thomas. Good running from full back. He was there just a moment ago. He marks defensive side of the centre wing grandstand side. The umpire is called play on because he ran off the mark. Goes to that sexy name, Sibonala. He's in the centre. He goes for the right boot, looking for this man, McKenzie. He's got a burst of life, McKenzie. Oh, he's been wrapped around the shoulder. He's dropped the foot. He now gets a Gaelic kick away. Sturt players in there trying to get the ball out. They do now. The player there is Eckerman. You can tell him. He's got the helmet on. It goes there to Chris Gowns, and he's wrapped up a Sturt player in the tackle as that all panned out. Centre half forward pretty much for the Doggies.
Yes, umpire to ball it up. Up it goes, McKenzie, and also Bowen. The ball down to Curtis, who kicks around the body towards centre wing. Oh, player there tackling strongly for the Double Blues. Forced the error from the Doggies. Could have been in the back, but the umpire didn't pay it as it comes now to Slade. Slade for the Doggies at centre wing on the outer side. Bangs it towards full forward. Chris Gowns up through his fingers. Shell's got a chance there if he can tap it back. Does so now. Gives it to Jimmy Gowns. Jimmy goes one way, then the other. Sees his brother in the pocket. Kicks it to him. He turns around and fires a handball back inboard. Comes there to Justin Westhoff, who fires it towards full forward. Will bring rain if nothing else. The ball pumped away. Comes to Hurley for the Double Blues. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor in the back pocket now. Sinks the slipper towards centre half back. In actual fact, Slade came in. The ball actually hit him on the backside. He recovered though. Gets a left-hand handball. Gives it there to Muzzolino. He somehow threw the ball away, and the umpire said, you can't do that. It's a throw. So it ends up now with Sheedy, who breaks away for the Double Blues and kicks it out there to Feast at centre wing. With him is Yves Sibonala. He does it well to Simon Feast. Gets the handball back there. Looking for his teammate there in Sheedy. He goes to ground and the ball spills loose, and the Doggies have got a big chance here because Buckets McKenzie's got it. He runs towards half forward. Bombs a long one into the pocket. It's 2-on-1 in favour of the Double Blues. McCabe's the doggy, the lone doggy. Gets the handball back. Chance now for Justin Westhoff. Fires towards the head of the square. Players will set themselves, and in front, taking the mark is Danny Shell, and he'll line up for the doctor's order, which of course is number 9.
Yes, a magnificent performance, and again by Big Buckets McKenzie, fighting hard on that outer side of the ground. Got it to Westhoff, and Westhoff just put it to the top of the square, and Shell against 2 opponents marked strongly, and he's going to go back and kick number 9. So 10 metres out directly in front. Danny Shell comes in now. Kick is on its way, and he has kicked truly. So he's got his 9th on the board, and the Doggies have got their 26th. They go to
PH football this afternoon is that Sturt are getting absolutely belted, and the highest score of season 2006 was the Bays a couple of weeks ago with a score of 180, 28 goals, 12. So that is in jeopardy this afternoon from a rampant Doggies outfit. The tail is up, and the paws are very, very wet indeed. So there's the ball up in the centre, and it's Scholar. He's been a good player this afternoon.
Yeah,
well, in fact, how many bad ones have they had? That's probably easiest to try and do. Scholar with the centre clearance. Looking up there for Westhoff. Oh, almost took a great mark. Slade runs onto it. Oh, the kick's got grunt, but it won't get there. Well, it will get there, I beg your pardon. It won't go through the big sticks. It goes through a bigger one and a small one behind the Doggies. 26-12, 168. Sturt 9-5-59. Marble Bar scoreboard.
Yeah, Davies will bring it out to half-back, and the mark taken there by May. May will give it to Taylor, still in the defensive 50 on the grandstand side. Taylor's got nowhere to kick it. He might get caught holding the ball. No, got it back to May, who feinted the handball and then broke away and kicked it towards centre wing. It was a beauty, and found his teammate there. And that player is, of course, Button. Button in towards Feast. Feast had the ball knocked away from him. Chance now for Hayes. He couldn't pick up the footy, but the umpires had paid the advantage as Hurley came through and gave it to Taylor. He was on the half-back. Black-eyed caught holding the sausage, unfortunately. A little bit lack of talking there. This has allowed the Doggies to take it through O'Sullivan. He'll chip it out towards centre wing. Chance now for Chris Gowns to run onto the foot. He's had a few touches. He's also kicked 5 sausage rolls. He's had a bound. He'll put it on the right boot, will he? No, he puts it on the left boot just to trick me up. The ball goes up towards half forward, taken by Jimmy Gowns to McKenzie. McKenzie in towards centre half forward, and Big Bowen comes out and takes the mark and gives it over to his teammate in Weatherall. Weatherall breaks away now. He goes to the outer side. McKenzie backing back, but chipping across almost. It looks like Chambers was out there, but it couldn't possibly be him, as the ball is at half forward on the outer side for the Doggies.
Might have been Nelson.
Okay, so RPH football, we just have to retrace our steps. The second highest score of the year, 28-12, 180. Of course, the Eagles
down at
31-7. So that record could be pretty safe. But we've still got plenty of time. Almost 10 minutes gone, thanks to Grand Central. Their ball up at half-forward flank left for the Doggies. And that man, Mackenzie, is involved in the ruck contest at the moment.
What that does, Silly, though, Sturt have been involved in two of the biggest beltings of the year.
Yes, Massacre is at DB. Is that Massacre's plural?
Massacre.
Yes, there you go. Anyway, it ends up with May in August running on the half-back flank for the Double Blues, kicking it, kicking it straight to that man, Mussolino. Goodness me, he takes the mark, plays on. Sibonala, he does it well. If he gets a perfume, would have an automatic name. Anyway, goes to the Noodle. Noodle kicks it up, looking for the player there in, who is that? Adrian Wilson. Wilson goes by hand and finds the man, the Vindaloo. The Vindaloo's involved. Curry goes inside 50, but that's going to be an FAD. And Daniel for 2 hands of 4, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs for 10, Darryl.
He certainly is lining up for his 10th goal, and he has been outstanding today. And probably a little bit casual there by Adrian Wilson then. He just let the ball bounce rather than actually go in and take the mark. But nevertheless, Curry was involved and got a free kick downfield to Daniel Shell, lining up for number 10. In he comes from 50 metres out. His kick is on its way. Is it going to swing back? It is going to swing back. He's got his 10th. A magnificent performance by Daniel Shelter.
10-1-24, leading West 14-9-93. Back to Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, ball back in the centre of the ball ended up with Chris Gowan. Somehow he tried to get a handball away, couldn't do so. Goes into a pack of players, and there'll be a ball up between centre and half forward. And that's at the end. The Doggies are kicking, and what a feast they've had this afternoon. 27-12, 174 on the marble bar scoreboard. The Double Blues 9-5-59. Out the back, though, the handball from Ware to Jimmy Gowan. Gets support from Wilson running down from half back. He puts it on the left boot, going in towards full forward. Players will set themselves, and will it be a mark to Curtis? Yeah, the umpire said he hung onto it long enough. And so Curtis now for the Double Blues will swing it to the grandstand side, looking for Bowen. Takes the mark in front of his opponent there, and that is Thomas. Bowen immediately plays on and will kick it out to centre wing, and the mark taken by Cole Reevy. Well, when I say centre wing, he's actually on the half-back flank on the grandstand side. He plays on now. The kick off the boot, not a good one. It wobbles towards centre wing. Feast went up with one hand. Chance now for Rashidi, is it? Who's wrapped up, took the ball, pulled to the ground by Chris Gowans, I think, was it? No, it wasn't Chris Gowans, but might have been Muzzolino in actual fact, as the ball
Hayes,
now. No, it was Hayes. You're right again, as the ball now. Oh, there's a free kick as Jimmy Gowans got caught high. He made sure the umpire saw him. There's Academy Award, and he got it as the ball is kicked now back in towards Yves Sibonala. He hasn't been their worst player, has he? As he bombs a long bomb now towards full forward. Big package of players. Justin West off the rebound. It's good. Turns around and fires towards full forward, and the ball will be tapped through. In fact, tapped out of bounds by Davies for the Double Blues for a boundary throw in a right full forward pocket at the Sir Donald Bradman stand end.
Yeah, it certainly was, but Westhoff had an opportunity there to pass to Shell. Shell had actually made the lead, and Westhoff actually went back behind him and kicked it behind him, and Shell just walked over and just told him quietly there I was in the open to have a chance for a little pass.
Northwestern corner is the boundary throw, and it ends up with Nelson. It's deep inside the Central's attacking zone. They're currently 174 on the marble bar scoreboard. Adrian Wilson is wrapped up. The handball spills to Bentley. Oh, he gets a sort of Russell Ebert looking like handball. A throw! Oh, but the throw by Button was superb. It goes to Hurley, that is. Oh, he kicks it. Thomas kicks it out of mid-air inside, going inside 50. Oh, coming through like a steam train was Davies. He missed Thomas, though. Had he got him, he would have put him into next week. A Sturt player running back and getting a handball there for Button, but he's wrapped up in the tackle. The ball spills free and running out of bounds is number 25, and that is Marty Wilson for the Sturt Football Club. He's now in the northeastern pocket of Adelaide Oval.
And Stibble forward at Medini change. Scholar off and Griffin on.
Okay, so the boundary line throwing. Plenty of players around the ball. There's Mackenzie involved with Bowen running onto it. He's won 2 of the Gowns, actually. One of them tried to kick it, but it ended up with Thomas. The handball was intercepted by Bowen. Couldn't take a clean possession. Hurley got a quick handball out. Ends up with Wilson gave it to Nelson. Nelson gave it to Davies. Davies rebounds from 50 with a kick. He's got a player loose, and that's O'Keefe. Takes it on centre wing out of side with the attention from Wilson. Wilson standing the mark. Number 24 for the Dogs is Wilson. 5 O'Keefe for the Double Blues. Goes looking for the nude nut. Dr. Evil, and that's Feast takes it. Number 26, while I'm on the numbers. Feast takes it, goes inside 50, looking for Chambers again. The delivery's poor. Oh, Brian Chambers does it beautifully. Cops one around the chutney, and it'll be a free kick. Rightly so. Saw it with my very own eyes. and he'll go back and have a shot at what will be his 4th for the afternoon, Smithy.
He has been the lone hand up for the doggies, hasn't he? As we see Switala coming on and McCabe coming off, courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Medindi. And Brant Chambers right underneath the marble bar scoreboard with the chant going around for the doggies, and he's got a chance to kick his 4th. And gee, with Danny Shell kicking 10, is that going to open up the Ken Farmer medal again? Was he in the race for the Ken Farmer medal? And as he comes, Chambers comes in, leans back and has kicked a behind. So a minor score. They've gone to 9-6-60. That is the Double Blues. The Central side 27-12, 174 on the marble bar scoreboard. Grand Central tells us we played 16 minutes of this final quarter.
Thomas to bring the ball back into play for the doggies. Comes towards the grandstand side. Wilson was there in opposition to O'Keefe. Wilson does a fancy bit of work with his foot. That's really holding the sausage. The umpire said not holding the ball. You're right, Smitty, it was because he controlled the ball back into himself with his feet.
Yep.
So therefore he had prior opportunity to get rid of it and didn't do so, and the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. Mind you, there was no doubt in our minds as the umpire throws the ball up. The feet now got 2 hands to the ball out the back there. One of the Gowns got no idea who it is, but it's certainly one of them as it comes to Thomas. Thomas's kick is a shocker. It's gone out on the sitting ball for a free kick to the Double Blues, and it'll be May, as Paul says, in August, having a kick. He'll go short, and the lead is on there from Nelson, who takes the mark just outside 50 now. He'll have a pot shot for goal. The kick going towards full forward. A big pack will fly. Oh, that spills out, and the doggies, they're all by themselves. The handball, they've messed it up, but it doesn't matter. There's too many of them. As picking it up is Curry. Curry now, he's not in a hurry, and kicks it out the half-back to Sivanalo. He goes with a sweeping handball, taken now by Lee Westhoff. He'll put it on the left boot and drive it. A thumping kick along that centre wing on the outer side. It's off the side of the boot.
That was a little crash clang of that kick.
Yes, and it's gone out of bounds. Luckily, though, for him, it bounced just inside the line, Paul Blandis.
OK, what have we today? We're about the 5th of August, and it's about 11 degrees, and there's a bloke sitting without a shirt on in the outer, so figure that he's obviously got skin of steel, one would have thought, and he looks sunburned as well. So there you go, young man. So there's the boundary line throwing in front of Uncle Ian. Chapel stand comes down now, and it's picked up by the helmet at Eckerman. Oh, he's looking for an option here. The hand pass only just got to Wilson. He was about a half a metre away. Anyway, it comes back to Eckerman. He goes inside the centre square and finds Bowen. Bowen plays on. They're caught a lookalike Hurley. There was a free kick paid, but it's an advantage played on, and kicking it inside 50 was Hurley, but taking a good mark was Gogol, number 15, in game number 1 this afternoon, age 22, 194 centimetres and 90 kilos. Gogol. He's done a pretty good job on Chambers, but he's been a very good player, Chambers. The delivery has been RS this afternoon, as has been the Sturt performance after quarter time. It's gone to Gowans of the C variety. He goes now to Westhoff of the L variety on centre wing out of sight in front of the Gregory Stephen Chapel stand. He plays on now, looking for the leading Westhoff Jay, his brother, number 23. He is wrapped up in the tackle. No free kick there. And there's Curry involved, and also a Gowans, and Sturt player wrapped up in the tackle.
Yeah, you make mention that Sturt have been pretty ordinary since quarter time. Well, since that time, they have added 4 goals, 5. And the Central Districts have added 21 goals, 9.
And a free kick paid against, I think it was Chris Gowans for a one-handed handball. I've seen a lot of those. A lot of them don't get paid, but the umpire paid it on that occasion as he chips it short to Nelson. Nelson, a long way out from goal, will chip it short to the leader, Chambers. And as you heard Paul Blandis say earlier, he hasn't stopped trying. Brent Chambers deserves another sausage roll. He's already kicked 3. He's lining up for Roger Moore.
Well, you'll know what will happen if he kicks this one. Will be that magical number.
What?
10-6, 66.
Oh, of course, you're a genius.
OK, Chambers, 50 metres out, slight angle on the grandstand side, kicking to the marble bar scoreboard end. As he comes in now, kicks right on 50. The kick looks good. He's got his 4th, and a good lone effort up there by Chambers. Good.
3/4 minutes of the 4th term, so there's still room for Centrals to improve. 53 goals for the season to Brant Chambers. That's an outstanding performance in a side that is second bottom. There's the ball up in the centre. Bowen sort of half threw the thing away and ended up with Mussolino running onto it. Was Hayes, number 22. He gets the centre clearance. The ball goes fairly high indeed. Falling over was Slade. Getting in front was Weatherall. Slade, how did he do that? that? Well, I don't know, but he did it. He gave off to Nelson. Nelson gave it back to Slade. Goodness me, this is a great personal moment. Slade, he kicks it. We'll find Mackenzie, who takes the mark outside 50. Oh, he's trying to be clever. Mackenzie tried to get it round on the right boot, but it's now been intercepted by the player there for Sturt. That player is Luke Button, age 20, and Mackenzie very, very high up in the best players. A little bit silly on that occasion.
Well, good play by Button, because he knew what he was trying to do.
Exactly right.
And he had 3 opponents against him, and Button just forced it to the line. Very cleverly done by the Button as the ball is tapped down by Bale, but ends up with Chris Gowns. He gives it away, ain't heavy, that Jimmy boy. He bangs it into the pocket, out on the long leader. Shell, will he get there? No, he won't. The ball bounces back out to Sullivan. O'Sullivan, that is. He grabs the ball, gives it back out now to Lee Westhoff. He puts it on the left boot. Has he popped it through? He's put it across the face, and actually for the minor score to be recorded by the Doggies. They go to 27-13, 175 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. We're into time on the Grand Central time clock, and the Double Blues, well, they're 10-6-66.
But don't forget that second quarter went for 35 minutes, so we could have another 14 minutes to go here.
There's the kick-in, ended up with Cole Reeve. Went by hand to Curtis. Curtis by hand to Nelson as he stormed out from the defensive 50. Kicked it to centre wing, grandstand side. The chicken Vindaloo Curry will run onto it, and he's taken across the line with Michael Code. And wincing as that happened, so a little bit sore, one would have thought, Curry. They're probably all sore Centrals. They're that much of the football, it's not even funny.
How are we going to pick the PDK players of the round this game?
That's you, Darryl, not us. Goodness me, here's the boundary line throw in. There's Griffin and the Dr. Evil lookalike Simon Feast. They're hugging each other. It came to Nelson. He hasn't stopped trying either. Gave by hand to Curtis. Curtis goes to May in August, outside 50. Who's he looking for? Chambers. Oh, almost took a great mark. Chambers on 2 opponents, Gogol and Sibanola, but it's hit the behind post right in front of the Marble Bar scoreboard. 27-13, 175, the cricket score to the Dogs. Sturt 10-6-66. Grand Central says we've gone 22.25 minutes of the 4th term.
Yeah, the boundary umpire has thrown it in that rightful forward pocket. Back it comes, spinning into play, and the ball is out the back. Chance there for Hurley if he can get there, but he can't. The Doggies are hunting in numbers. Emerging with the footy is Hayes. Don't mind his game today either, as Hayes bangs it out towards centre wing. Noodles Ware is out there. Also with him there is Cole Reeve out the back. Kicked off the ground by Justin Westhoff, and I think it's out on the titting. Well, the boundary umpire's 100 miles away, but he could see when it went out of bounds on the full.
He was
standing here in front of Gregory.
Yeah, but he was saying, gee, I'm glad that didn't go out. No one for getting there.
Yeah, saved himself a 100-yard sprint, I would have thought, as the ball is kicked back into play, and Marty Wilson takes the mark across half-back for the Double Blues. What will he do now? Wilson of the Double Blue variety. He'll play on and kick it out here towards the centre wing. Oh, Swatala's out there. Also, the big bloke in, I think it was McClay. The ball tapped down. Here's a chance now for Davies. Davies taps it, did it superbly. Gives it over to Button. Button now to Weatherall. Weatherall to May. May will swing it back now to McClay. McClay will put it inboard short. Was looking for Nelson. The ball went over his head. He taps it on cleverly though, but the Doggies, there's too many of them here today. Bursting through as Hayes gets the handball over, gives it to Muzzolino. Muzzolino, the turnover will be costly because there's dogs running everywhere. He goes bang short to Justin Westhoff, and Danny Shell's already booted 10. He wants 11. He could have given it over to Chris Gowns, who's got 5. Oh, he thought about it momentarily, but I think it was only half thought really. He wants 11.
He does too, and Shell is actually going back now. Will kick from just on outside 50. The kick is on its way. It certainly has got the carry. Has it got the accuracy? It has. He's got his 11th. Magnificent performance by Danny Shell. They've got their 20.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back to Adelaide Oval.
Wow. The Bays, 43 points. It was pretty close all day, Darryl.
It was pretty close, but up the umpire throws the ball up. Griffin gets the ball down now. It's taken there by the Sturt player there in Curtis. He was wrapped up, and the umpire says, give it to me, boys, and I'll have another secondary bounce in the smack bang in the centre of the Adelaide Oval.
Okay, so Grand Central says we've gone almost 25 minutes. The affair as a contest was over eons ago, but Central's all they're doing now is trying to get 30, and they're within range, 28-13. There's the hand pass from a Sturt player, gets to Taylor. Taylor went to the helmet at Eckerman. He taps it on. He's in the centre of Adelaide Oval, takes a bounce. The chase by Thomas is outstanding, given the consideration of where the game's at. Goes inside 50. Chambers takes a very good mark. Good work by Brant Chambers. Has been a very good player, probably their best player this afternoon.
Oh, no question. He has been their best player. He's been the one that's been the lone hand up forward. He's fought hard. He's tried to keep the ball in the area, but that chase by Thomas was absolutely superb, and that typifies how well the Doggies are going. But nevertheless, the kick from Eckerman was good, and it's ended up with Chambers now, who's lining up for his 5th goal. 45-degree angle, around about 25 metres out, kicking it to the Marble Bar scoreboard. So Chambers for a 5-goal haul out of a total of 11 is a great performance in today's standard. So in he comes now. Chambers comes in. The kick's on its way. He has kicked his 5th, and the Sturt side have got their...
They're now a game in front and almost equal on percentage after the Bays won today. There's the ball up. Griffin gets his hand down to it. Dogs players running onto it. Also double Blues players now picked up by Bentley. Hasn't stopped trying all afternoon. He gets the kick and finds Taylor. His opposite number 22, Hayes, was on the mark there. The handball goes to O'Keefe. The kick by O'Keefe is a Smithfield crash clanger because it's been intercepted by Mussolino. He's picked up a fair crack of the football. So we'll try and pick out bad players for Centrals, and I guarantee there probably won't be any. The hand pass went to Simonona. The kick goes to Wilson. He's probably been the quietest, I would have thought, of the afternoon. Wilson, he's taken the mark. He plays on now, looking for McKenzie, who's certainly faded out, but he's probably a bit tired, I would have thought. Comes up to half forward. Gee, Westhoff J of that variety goes to Westhoff L of that variety, goes back to Westhoff J, and he's going to run round Sturt. As easy as you like. He goes inside 50. Who's he got? O'Sullivan. He got some attention. Did he get a free kick? No, he didn't. A rush behind. And the player rushing it through there was, I think, Marty Wilson. And off he goes now, Darryl Smith.
He does. He kicks it straight up in the middle of the field, and the player there, the Double Blues go to the centre of the ground. The player with the ball now for Sturt was Taylor. He plays it on, gets it over to Sheedy, I think that is, who goes in long, looking forward Feast. And Feast's mark inside 50. And he's going to go back and have a shot at goal. No, he's going to hold it up now. No, he's looking for Chambers, who was on the lead. No, going back now, Feast. And that player was Hurley, who actually passed the ball to Feast there, not Sheedy, and they do look alike, but it was Hurley. So Feast now from 50 metres out. Comes in now, kicks the left foot, drop, punts on the way. It's a big kick too. Has it got the carry? It certainly has got the carry, and it is a goal on the board to Simon Feast. So Feast has got his second, and the Double Blues now have got their 12th. So 12 goals, 6, 78. They still trail 28-14 to 182, so 104 points in favour of the Central side, and has been a dominant performance since quarter time by this Central side. They have kicked 22 goals in that time.
Very poor Sturt outfit after quarter time this afternoon. There's the ball up in the centre. Griffin jumps high. He does that well. It comes to Matthew Slade. Gee, he's high up in best players as well. I would have thought he kicks it inside 50. Gee, well done there by the player in Wilson. He took on one of the Gowns boys and won. The hand pass ends up coming to Bowen, but he overran the football. Swatala gets some support from Westhoff J. The kick now goes to, I think that's Chris Gowns. It is Chris Gowns. He's going to unload from outside 50. He's got the noodle up at full forward. Where? What can he do? Nothing, because the attention from Cole Reevy was good. The hand pass ends up finding Wilson, goes back to Cole Reevy, and he will rebound from 50 and find the player there in May. May in August, half-back flank right for the Double Blues. Westhoff J standing the mark. Grand Central says we've gone 29.25 minutes of the last quarter, and kicks it backwards and finds Bentley.
Bentley goes to that outer side of the ground looking for Taylor. Taylor, it's under good pressure there by Wilson as the siren finally puts the Sturt side out of their misery. And the final score here, it is a 104-point victory to the Central side. 28 goals, 14, 182. They have defeated Sturt 12-6, 78 goals.